So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hate, nah. And my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rape and thieves. So why should I be patient? I said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know everything that they got come from slaves. So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah. And my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rape and thieves. So why should I be patient? I feel like Babylon and Generation D8 with clear sense, uncommon, can you see straight? Freeze frames by the block in the deep state, deep fake DNA. I'm mobbing with the think tank. We on the block with the guards where the beats done. What makes it loud for a law, get your beat stung. Freeze frame, make it hard for Bama's roll through. That hating energy get barbecue beef bump. You work a third of the day to get the shame. That was out just like the murderers and rapists that you claim that you caught. So we burn a little sage, then we raid in your spot.
Down, nigga, get your motherfucking ass down. What that motherfucker doing?
Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know everything that they got come from slaves. So why you tryna give me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, nah. And my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rape and thieves. So why should I be patient?
I said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your
$5 ass down before I make
crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Said he pull crime, can't compete with your crime, slow crime, can't compete with your crime. Hey, my nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know everything that they got come from slaves. So why you tryna get me occupation? My nigga, I ain't hating, and my nigga, I ain't lazy. But I know hoagies and some cold-blooded killers, rape and thieves. So why should I be patient?
I'm from New York, I just say suck my dick. Got to keep it real, yo, it's kinda bad right now. Way it is outside, yo, it's like yeah, we in Gotham City, baby. We in Arkham Asylum, baby. This my bitch. Revenge of the nerds in this bitch. Let's get it, Gandhi, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Yeah, I'm from hell, where the sidewalks smell, and the neighborhood boys got something to sell. I was 9 years old, rocking Egyptian musk, selling rose incense off of a cardboard box. Pack it up, run if you saw some cops.
The Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes.
Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Thought Crimes. This is your girl, Sincere, and I'm here with...
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your man, Pete Solo, back in the building once again, or, through your phone, your devices, things of that nature. But ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Yes, look, folks, it's going to be a myriad of subjects that we're going to be talking about. First and foremost, sincere ignorance. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be talking to everybody Monday morning, and people never react to the title because the title doesn't reflect what we're going with pertaining to our opinions. But I feel good. I'm glad that we're here. I definitely been enjoying also a lot of our Patreon conversations. Just to let people know a couple of things before we get into the topic. Fanatics and TikTok, NFL, they're all being sued because people feel they're trying to monopolize. What was it? What was they were trying to monopolize again?
Oh, Fanatics.
Yeah, Fanatics and TikTok and them.
Yeah, it was Fanatics, TikTok.
Memorabilia.
Yeah, the memorabilia
yes,
culture.
For sports.
Yes.
And so that's what they have a lawsuit pertaining to them. Check it out on the Patreon. That's Fanatics, the NFL. They're trying to cut out the independent scene in that space, and a lot of people are getting really upset. And it feels like they're trying to become, like, I guess, gatekeepers or the only avenue for that. And people are getting really upset about that. So they have a lawsuit, antitrust laws. So check that out on Patreon. And is there anything else we wanted to inform them on before we get straight into the topics?
Well, actually, even speaking about the Fanatic situation and the memorabilia culture, remember, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys recall about a week ago when I was on the live stream, I was covering what was going on with PlayStation and Xbox, and salute to the wonderful people that did reach out. They said, hey, man, Thought Crimes, can y'all please cover some more of what's going on in that particular world? I said, sure, absolutely. Now, one of the things I did highlight, and this is a great chance that Sin had an opportunity to bring this up, and I definitely want to hear her opinion because she wasn't present for that stream, but she's here now. And look, one of the things I told you guys that they're going to be trying to get rid of, folks, it's the secondhand culture, the reselling culture. Y'all remember when we was growing up? If you pull up into the suburban neighborhoods and they said a garage sale. Now, for me on the west side of Atlanta, I says, a garage sale, what is that? And they said, well, that's where a bunch of older white people get together and they sell their old shit. I was like, really? Yes. So, that culture, what you see, black people been bartering with each other in the neighborhoods. Black people are always reselling stuff in their communities. Hey, man, come on and get this grill. How much you want for it, boss? Man, go on and take it, man. My wife keeps complaining about it, right? Well, what you're seeing with PlayStation, Sony, the resale culture, that's going to severely hurt GameStop. Even though it is an imperfect company, though, people can still go and resell their items. The same thing what you're seeing with pawn shops. And so one of the things I highlighted at the time, I says, folks, taxation by the royals because they want to get rid of you all being able to deal in the secondhand culture, reselling your own items. And that's the first endeavor of entrepreneurship that we all witnessed growing up, even from our mothers and fathers.
Look, my mind is going blank this morning, but what's the website where you could resell a lot of your things as well?
eBay.
eBay.
Yes.
It's fucking up eBay as well.
Yeah, well, remember that they
or trying to.
Well, yeah, because I believe, saying if I recall, I think it was Google that had substantial amount of shares they bought into with eBay, and what they tried to do was
people be reselling things on Google as well. Google has a little market that nobody.
Was it Kazaka? Well, it's funny you bring that up because around that time, when they had shares or interest in eBay, they also was allegedly trying to sabotage the growth of eBay. And then what they did was bootleg, made their own iPhone version of eBay and tried to promote it. And they were trying to sabotage the company. The whole point is that you're seeing people online, they're talking about, hey, man, you know, it's like you're trying to get rid of the resale culture. Why do you think they got rid of CDs, folks? You know, you guys were reselling them, passing them to each other, P2P, peer-to-peer. That's what they was crying about with Mega Upload, Zshare, LimeWire. I could go through the list, MediaFire. And so, you know, that even what they were doing with the Internet Archive, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the Internet Archive is getting, they're attacking them again. So that's a problem.
Yes.
And then also the Live Nation video we did with Tommy Dorfman. Make sure y'all go check that out when you get a chance, where Tommy broke down what Live Nation is doing to cut out the independent scene when it comes to venues. And, you know, having artists perform at independent, completely owned, separate from Live Nation venues. So Tommy Dorfman talked about that. Then you
great job. Shouts out to Tommy Dorfman.
Then you have Jimmy Iovine, who's interested in the superfan.
Yes.
And you know, having fan bases go to war with each other,
which is easy right now.
And
it's already, the ground has already been fertilized
because he has some ownership over there in Complex.
Yes.
So there's a lot of nonsense going on. You also have like an independent media. You heard what Fat Joe said. You know, the non-industry part of YouTube is the basement part. That's the part that needs to go. So you have industry people in hip-hop, but not just in hip-hop, but in other spaces trying to get
politics,
rid of independent creators on social media. The same platforms that they said weren't innovative, didn't need it, they were getting their money from the same sources in the industry. Now they want to compete against the independent scene and then try to get rid of people like the body snatchers.
Yeah, the reason why this is important here, you know, and one of the reasons why Sid and I, we maintain the same disposition and message. I mean, even in our interview with Tommy Dorfman, you know, one of the things that he talked about, especially what he was able to do himself as an independent DJ and, you know, basically making deals as you're supposed to do when you're in a space of independency. You know, the corporate guys, they say, we don't like that shit. You know, get that out of here. Get that out of here, right? And so what you seen was the first wave, which was the shaming tactic. You know, so let's say you are a YouTuber. Let's say you have your own podcast on the Jelly Bean, whatever that site was, or maybe you happen to wiggle your stuff up on Spotify. Their job initially was to make it seem like what you do is
You're
uncool.
Not cool.
Remember, I said one of the things.
They shamed and still.
Yeah, there you go. One of the things they have to do, they have to make sure they trigger low self-esteem. You not being confident. And unfortunately, some people jump ship and fail, right? But they shame, like Sin stated, they shame and steal. And then they come out with their own versions of what it is that you do, okay? So next thing you know, you'll have wine with Kenyon Martin, you know, and Kenyon may not even know who Tasha K is. His advisor told him you should do wine and podcast. Yo, you know what? That is a good idea, you know, because a lot of people are being played on both ends. Some of these people know exactly what's going on, and some of them get poor advice.
I like when Carmelo Anthony went and did his own thing.
Yeah,
he tried the wine thing; it was horrible. But then when he went back to like the jersey setup, basketball setup, you know, New York. Yeah. And then that's what we're talking about. But let's get.
I'm not gonna lie. I did think when he was doing wine with Melo, I was like, it looks weird with him drinking wine.
It just looks stupid.
It looked weird. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, guys.
Weird.
Let's get into the first topic. Rick Ross flopping. That's what everybody is talking about in hip hop right now, amongst like other things like the hacking of Kendrick, Drake, Playboy Cardi, Kanye's YouTube accounts. But let's start with Rick Ross. First of all, I've never been a numbers person. I do not care about that. I care about art first. I think Rick Ross' album is a solid album. Where Rick Ross flops for me is he spent this entire time promoting his album caught up in drama that he said is supposed to be in the past. You know, crying about the whole Drake situation. And I'm also disappointed in Rick Ross because he was a bit funny with the Drake stuff, but it just seems like the Drake situation is more personal to him than 50 Cent. 50 Cent did a lot of things towards Rick Ross. He maintained a cool head, mind. Even to this day, every time Rick Ross and 50 Cent spark it up, usually on the comedic end, Rick Ross has the upper hand. But with the Drake situation, it just seems like he's being emotional about it. Like even when he went off on Maul and Rory and he brought Biggs into it and Biggs has nothing to do with it. And he talked about people's mamas and this and that. It just feels like that cool, relaxed demeanor that he usually have and also being very funny is like it's when it comes to this Drake situation, he's not really showing it. And on top of that, even when it came to promoting his album, it was too much conversations about Drake. There was not enough conversations about the music. Like he went on, the conservative platform PBD, and it was and a good portion of it was talking about Drake. So I just feel like it isn't even in the mojo of what we usually get when he's promoting his music and his previous albums. I just don't think it was. I don't know if it was just him getting something off his chest or if it was, his marketing team feeling like, talk about the situation. But I didn't like it.
Drake typically has that effect whether people like him or not. That is something I can unbiasedly state, is that the conversation eventually becomes about him, even from a lot of his foes, per se. I think the only one person that's not really the case, but he doesn't really do interviews like that, is probably Kendrick Lamar. But for the most part, everybody else kind of gravitates back to talking about Drake somewhere. And I found that interesting here with Rick Ross. And one of the things I posed the question, in the middle of everything, because I did think Rick Ross, he's always typically funny. I've always said, from my personal opinion, I think he was the first rapper to get the best of 50 Cent with online antics.
Jadakiss,
yeah, Jadakiss, of course, smoked 50 with Checkmate, but
yes. Yeah.
Rick Ross really turned the audience against 50 Cent online. I think people kind of understate that, and some New York niggas would try to act like that wasn't the case. I'm like, look, the fat Floridian nigga did do it, okay? But one thing I always said, I asked the question, I said, well, what is Rick Ross and Drake art? What's the issue here? Like, I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm not all up on T. Maybe I gotta, go, talk to Tia or whatever. I don't know, because
I don't really
outside of Rick Ross, I mean, that's actually how effective his antics was, that most people didn't stop to say, wait, what happened with Drake and Rick Ross?
Yeah, I don't.
You get what I'm saying?
It's to the point where I don't even find it interesting to even try to figure out what happened. Like, to your point, I just thought that Rick Ross was going to talk about his album. And of course, this is not saying that this is the prime cut of his past work. Obviously, he has way stronger albums in his discography. But I thought this was a solid project. And again, I do not care about the numbers. I care about the art first. But I will say that he just seems to be like emotionally just too triggered.
Well, I just think, I mean, if something grand really took place with Drake and Rick Ross, I think, the public, even if Rick Ross had answered that question directly, then people would be interested. They'd be like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. I don't know, Top 5 tried to kill you. Okay, I don't know, nigga. Right? But with the album, I was telling Sin this, I either think last night or this morning. I said, well, really, Rick Ross is one of the few luxury lifestyle rappers, that people don't overly care about his album sales. His album sales have never been a big deal in his career. That's actually kind of one of the reasons why people just kind of thought 50 Cent was just going to step on him, because Rick Ross he don't even have an album in its opening debut week that outsold Young Buck or Lloyd Banks. Yeah. So nobody
he's
ever.
always been like single bangers, but the album work is good too.
The albums are solid, but they don't really sell. Like, they don't have big numbers. They don't really have big Hollywood
but he'll
numbers.
have a single that do well.
Do real good. I'm the biggest boss that you ever seen, right? Right. But I think in this time, and I was telling Sin this yesterday or this morning, I said the problem is that Rick Ross was doing a lot of anti-Drake filibustering.
Even on the Joe Budden podcast.
He said, I know. And I know how they do on the Budden podcast. They half the times don't want to interview or ask questions because of all of this industry secret shit. But the niggas here to talk, so ask the questions. And so, I think people just wanted to get Rick Ross on their podcast and clip him up talking about Drake to drive traffic to the podcast.
But it wasn't just, to be fair to even the podcasters, even the industry ones, everywhere he went, it was a conversation about Drake. And that's when I checked out. Because, Rick Ross is supposed to be a seasoned vet. I don't expect him to be whining constantly about this when you are a seasoned vet.
Well, yeah, he's been in there.
Yeah, if you say you over, the situation, then I thought maybe he'll talk about it once or twice, then he would, just move on as an OG. But, it feels like being stuck in some type of phantom zone or some shit.
Well, you got to keep in mind, though, Sid, remember, like, when you're going to these podcasts, even like when you bring up Joe Budden or you can bring up PBD, right? These people are into content farm engagement. They can't really make it about Rick Ross's album, because that's why I say Rick Ross is a very unique luxury rapper. If you think about all of the luxury rappers, people do check in on their album sales, especially like what's going on with Jay-Z. Even if he drops, I guarantee you the conversation will be, what will he be able to do in the first week? With Rick Ross, to your point, Sid, I think Rick Ross might have thought this was going to be a good tactic. Let me tell you where it did flop, right? First of all, Rick Ross is an older vet than Drake. He's been in the game much longer than Drake. So him punching at Drake during 2024, even though we didn't know what the hell was going on, people just thought everything was entertaining.
It was unexpectedly funny.
Yeah, but it's like Drake is not really, he and Rick Ross, they're not really peers like that. They're not generational peers.
I agree.
Like, he's older than Drake.
That's why what makes it less interesting. Like, people still check in for 50 and Rick Ross because, that makes sense.
Yes.
I agree with you 150%. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like nobody.
Every fucking interview, I checked out because
I knew he was running some when we got down to the Deion Cole interview,
and it was still about Drake.
I was like,
because
man, come on.
Usually, like, I would give the clips credit. They did the Travis Scott shit. They did the Drake thing once, but the majority of the interviews and everything, 99% of it was not about Drake.
Right.
The questions was about the work. Let God sort them out. And that's what mostly it was the focus. And also, it's a great album too, by the way, from the clips. So that was the main focus. Everywhere they went, it was focused on that. I don't like what I'm seeing here with the Rick Ross situation. And even what really revealed it to me is how explosive he got with Maul and Rory. Maul and Rory is not nobody to really get mad. Like, if Rory,
that's a low blood pressure podcast,
right?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
If Rory and Maul is like getting you up in arms in that way, like that means something else
is going on.
Yeah,
I actually agree with that. And just to be clear, Rick Ross's most recent album called Set in Stone, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I've told you guys before. I've been perusing his discography since damn near Rick Ross came out, and I used to actually debate with friends on the west side of Atlanta. I said, hey, man, Fat Boy Ross is going to have a stronger career than Plies. Plies was running around with Buzz It Baby. I said, oh, man, come on, man. He like a dirty LL with less lyrics, right? And he was like, nah, man, you got to understand the women love Plies. I said, nah. I said, it's going to be Ricky Rose. Well, at the time, he was just going by Rick Ross. But here's the point. Rick Ross' career, this is his 12th studio album. And so, you know, he was able to drop a bunch of different joints. I've listened to all of his albums and mixtapes. I always tell y'all the weakest album he has is Triller, and that's still a good album. But I think in this one, when you say, let's just break this down. When you say on the PBD podcast, all right, the Drake's Iceman comes out, it does extremely well with a lot of numbers. You know, the conversation is the conversation. Drake is still in rap and pop, so, you know, it is what it is, all right? I don't live in delusion. Whether, you know, people rock with folks or not, bro, an ace, a spade is a spade, okay? So the album, I think the Iceman did like 1.2 million in 2 weeks or something like that. Ross said, well, the boy fell off. I said, all right, Ross, I mean, because you know what's going to happen now.
Well, Ross also
right?
said that Drake is botting.
Okay.
And even though that what was that, Vice, whatever, they said that anybody who use any of the platforms, there's botting involved with all of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was it, Vice?
Yeah, I think so. It's Silicon Valley.
Right.
I want people to understand that bots are on all of these platforms.
In fact, they're
on all of these platforms.
What was it? They said on X or certain social media. On the internet, there's more bots now
than content
online than actual real humans responding
that's
now.
That's the dead internet theory.
Yeah, all that. Yeah. All those tech firms as well.
Farm engagement.
But
it's generating revenue.
It's like.
Well, just to say this part, I was
just
going to say this. When Rick Ross did that, I did, say, I said, look, man, now, I mean, that's cool. You trolling Drake. I understand y'all got y'all issues, whatever the hell that is, right? But you got to understand, the niggas on the internet don't want to see you win, Ross. So as soon as Ross dropped his album, I already knew what the numbers were going to be, and I knew he was going to get drugged for it. And it seems like, again, from appearances, I saw one podcast interview where he was like, the streets only matter to me. I don't care about nothing else. And
which to some degree that's true.
Well, I mean, but he did seem,
like you said, his entrepreneurship came from the authenticity of what people saw from the streets. Although he did have some issues with that with the real Rick Ross. It was always
that kind of undercards a lot of stuff too,
right? Because there was always talk about him being like a security guard too.
Yeah, correction. And I didn't care about that because there's a lot of drug dealing correctional officers. Like at that point, I'm like, what are you talking about?
That was the only confusing thing to me too. I understand the real Rick Ross being mad that, fine, whatever, fine on that. But when niggas was like, you can't be a criminal, I said, what? A lot of you niggas who are Bloods and Crips be in the police department.
Absolutely.
Italian Mafia be in the police department. Irish. Like, now all of a sudden, like you said, correctional facility. All of a sudden,
it's impossible for him to really be still doing crime while pretending to get rid of crime. Isn't that what the Mafia does?
Right.
Like, I didn't understand. In fact, the character that Denzel Washington was playing in Training Day was based on an actual corrupt cop. I believe he was a Blood member, okay? And I believe he was tied to, allegedly, Biggie Smalls' murder.
And Reggie Wright.
Come on, Reggie
Wright is a gangster. He was
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, Reggie Wright was in these streets serving up stuff.
And he was a cop.
Yeah, come on.
And his dad was a cop.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, when they was talking, I was like, come on, y'all cut it out, niggas.
I will say people were being fake with that one. He was a correctional officer.
Crooked CEOs, crooked probation officers, crooked cops exist. So I wasn't even one of them guys like, oh, yeah. That's when it let me know that people like, bro, you ain't been in the streets. You don't know what you talking about, nigga.
Because they wasn't saying it's someone's correctional officer. They definitely not doing no crime.
Come
Rick
on now.
Ross is a liar.
Yeah, come on now. What is he in there saying? Would you like any Girl Scout cookies? That's when niggas was pouring on too much grease in hip hop. What you talking about? You don't think he might have been corrupt up in there? Come on now, people doing all types of stuff. But so the only thing I was saying around that time was when Rick Ross was still trolling. I said, well, they're going to highlight his numbers. So his numbers for Set in Stone, if I recall, let me see here. I believe
12,000.
they said that he did 17,189 equivalent album units in its first week. Not enough to land on Billboard's 200's top 20. The real drop from his last solo album, Richer Than I Ever Been, which was a good album, but it said that album did 30 to 34,000, and it debuted at number 22 in 2021.
Yeah, for Rick Ross, it always felt like the music was an accessory to his other business ventures.
Yeah.
But like you said, after I actually think too, and people can say what they want, but this is just truly my personal opinion. I think Ross brought this on himself by even talking about Drake this much.
Yeah.
As an OG.
Yeah.
It's a
little bit too much.
Yeah, like I would say
it takes
how,
the spotlight.
Like how Jay-Z
yeah.
and the Drake situations is coming about. I would say Jay-Z's handling it better because yes, it was a fumble when he was doing Buddha Hove, but then he hasn't been name dropping or talking about Drake since. Even though some people say, well, maybe the Yankee Stadium or maybe there's subliminals towards him, but he hasn't been the main focus because he got other people he's talking about. 50
like
Bugsby and 50 Cent, right? Rick Ross is supposed to be of a different class, a different generation where I can maybe guess why he's upset, like what took place when he was over there in Canada and the man bun Canadian hit him in the face. I don't know if he was a part of Hell's Angels or not or whatever. But to me, if Rick ain't going to say what it really is or what happened behind the scenes,
we're just wasting time.
You're wasting time, and you made your whole album rollout about Drake.
Yeah. Also, now on the flip side, here's the thing about scrutiny. T.I. was just dealing with 50 Cent. Hey, man, don't keep talking about my son. Don't talk about my family. You keep your big Jim's Gold membership ass over there, right? Kill the King did 21,000 units in its first week. Nobody came out laughing at T.I. And people saying it's a really good album, but nobody came out laughing at T.I. He actually still made it, even though there was some light dissing, but people saw that he was quote unquote in the right because they saw that he made it a family thing with him and his sons and dealing with the mother, the wife, and everything. But when the music dropped and people checked out the music, they kind of just moved on from that. T.I. didn't make his album about 50 Cent. He actually said, I'm kind of low-key annoyed that this is coming out right before my album's coming out.
This is why Rick Ross brought this upon himself. Drake fan base and then also people of the younger generation, they're going to mock you for the sales because you kept making your whole rollout about Drake. If he would have just ignored the whole Drake stuff, focused just on his music, I don't even think people would be focused on this like that. And you brought up a great example with T.I. Yeah, T.I. did get into it with his peer class with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
But he did not make his rollout with the album King about 50 Cent. I'm sure people wanted to ask him and all that, but I'm sure T.I. made it clear.
I'm trying to move his big ass out the way so my album can drop.
He made it very clear. I want to just talk about my album.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the album. And I've seen artists before make it very clear when they go into a conversation like, okay, you can ask me one question about this person, but the majority of this interview better be about my fucking album. And Rick Ross is of a status now where, to Prince's point, let's cut the cap. If Rick Ross wanted to, the weight that he has in this game, how long he's been in here, the great music he's put out in the past, he could have easily said to Joe, to PBD, and all these other platforms, like, I want the focus to be on this album.
Right. Yeah, and the crazy part is that Rick Ross still sold a little bit more than T.I. in his first opening week. And T.I. didn't get mocked because T.I. also wasn't involved in 2024. And I know a lot of people, they keep trying to have, they say, well, them being tied into 24 and 24 debacle, right? It's not really what's going on. Lies. Damn near everybody that was tied to 2024, if they're releasing projects, they're going to receive a heavier level of scrutiny because of how big and grand the event was. And again, Rick Ross, we got to be real, he was a main character in that event. And during his entire rollout, though, from what I saw, I just saw him kind of talking about Drake. And, people was like, and people asked him, like, I think Dion Cole asked him in probably the least clickbaitable fashion. He just said, man, y'all made great music together. Like, what happened? And Ross kind of Mia Copeland around the answer. And I'm like, well, what is this about?
Yeah. It looked like it seems like Rick Ross has had time with the fuckery because, of course, his continued stuff with 50. But also when it came to a previous label mate, a previous artist of his, him and that person got into it as well.
You talking about Gunplay?
With Gunplay, yeah.
Yeah, Gunplay. Gunplay.
And actually, no, I disagree with you. I don't think people would have been on him this hard because no one was paying attention to Rick Ross and Drake until he said, "Real ones want to see you win." Before that point, people just assumed, okay, they don't fuck with each other. Who cares?
Yeah, nobody cared.
Everybody could like who they like and not like who they like. Nobody cared.
Yes.
Rick Ross came out and said, "Real ones want to see you win." And from that point forward, it picked back up again online because a lot of people was cooking Rick Ross online when he said, "Real ones want to see you win." And then all the mainstream industry hip-hop platforms and also the independent ones was like, "Oh shit, Rick Ross backpedaling like a bitch." And then he came back and then another one. He said, "And let me tell you something. Ain't nobody afraid of Drake." Oh man. No one's afraid of Drake.
Yeah,
so
it was too much.
If he didn't do all that, nobody would be paying attention to this.
Yeah.
He could have did a run that would have just been focused on his music.
Well, also, I think I would like for some people to just kind of be honest with themselves. Like, I think, Cindy and I, we said we do feel, and we've witnessed it in real time, that whole situation slanted or changed the perspectives of many of the artists that was involved in it. And one of the things about Rick Ross, even before he went up to Canada and got jumped by Thor Man Buns, people
that
was
whole
just,
situation was stupid.
people for the most part, they thought the Cadillac or the champagne moments, they thought it was funny. And then people kind of moved on, and then you saw what happened when he went up there into Canada. I just feel like, and I'm going to go with what Space Ghost says. Space Ghost says here, Rick Ross should have known that the algorithm crowd isn't his fan base. I agree. He continues, he says he should have done more to reach his fan base. Rick Ross used to really just focus on his base.
And isn't that the point that I was making earlier?
Yeah.
That's the point that I was making earlier. The clips lightly touched on it a little bit. The Travis Scott, slightly a little bit less Drake. But they mostly focused when they were doing the rollout for their albums and going to radio and interviews and all of that, talking to different platforms. They focused mainly on the music. Pusha T talked a little bit about Travis Scott. I was like, please don't talk too much because let's focus on the album. And thankfully, they went back to focusing on the album. They didn't spend time on Jim Jones or other beefs and stuff like that for the most part. And they focused on the demographics that would enjoy their music. There are a lot of people who enjoy Rick Ross music. And he did not serve any of those people in the interview process, especially becoming emotionally unhinged because of Maul and Rory. I don't.
Yeah, I think this should be a lesson. I know people feel like, and maybe somewhere along the way saying, I think Ross's tactics were a bit out of touch. I think he might have thought this would be a good idea to be in front of Ebro, kind of drunk, going on about Drake, and then go to another podcast and talk about Drake, go to PBB, and talk about Drake. And to me, it felt like Rick Ross is trapped in Marvin's room, and yeah, just
That's what it felt like.
I was like, I don't know what's going on here, Ross. And
it feels like, I do believe though, Ross, because of how he's acting, when he was talking to Joe Budden, he said, no, it was a real situation. When he said that, like, whatever it was, a friendship or whatever,
right.
It's, to me, it comes off like, okay, then it was. Because at first I thought, when he did in 2024 Champagne Poppy, I just thought, okay, this guy's just all business. Like, he don't care.
The Champagne Moments one.
Yeah, Champagne Moments.
Yeah.
When he was talking about the daddy nose and the nigga nose and stuff, like, okay, he's funny.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I mean, were y'all friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, because how
it sound like y'all was really
how
friends.
you're acting on this. When you know what really showed it is when he went off on Rory and Mal, and then he brought Biggs, who had nothing to do with it, and he started talking about sucking dick and F words and people with mamas.
Bro, a lot of, actually, high key, a lot of millennials and Gen Zers don't even know who you're talking about. He started dissing them, and I'm like, sucking.
And like what General was saying, at first too, I thought, well, maybe it was for French, but French was cool and relaxed.
Yeah.
In the interview, he still is. He actually, French Montana is more worried about Max B.
Yeah.
Like how when Max got out, he was like excited. This is a long term, like real friend relationship. So I'm like, I didn't see Rick Ross ever be this emotional about 50 Cent. So it is like, were they friends? I don't know.
He wasn't even emotional about Gunplay like this or Meek Mill. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, bro, like, have we really, like, analyzed what was going on here? Because I haven't seen Rick Ross publicly this emotional. Like, who have we ever seen him drunk over in an interview? Like, he was drunk and he was running on about Drake, and I was like, yo, what is going on with y'all in this?
Well, the only other
it's
person
a little bit strange.
I saw him act like this was for Birdman, though. He did for Birdman. He mentions Birdman's.
But you
mother.
see how for you and I, like, that made sense though.
Yes,
it makes sense. Yeah. Like Birdman, two kind of chunky bald niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit made sense to me. Southern type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I didn't care that he was messing with Starfish Head. I didn't care about that. The Drake one is weird to me because Drake's, like, younger than him, and Drake was inspired by him. And then, like, but nobody's talking about. But they all kind of act like that. They all kind of. It's almost like they all got like. Nobody really knew what went on between Future and Drake, although you can trace that their disses were subbing each other. Even I could argue going back to I Never Liked You, and then Drake with the joint with 21 Savage.
But Future has made it like very clear, like he's business.
It's business.
That's what I thought. How Future is acting is what I thought Rick Ross was gonna act like. Whether he collaborated with Drake again or not, I do agree with Rick Ross. Like, musically at this point in their careers, Drake and Rick Ross don't need each other. They already got their solidified fan bases and all that. So moving on from that. But you saw how, like, Future sitting with Pharrell.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck about whatever issue Pharrell and Drake have with each other. He over there.
Seems
he's
like
over
Ross
there.
would be a little bit more uncomfortable in that situation.
Yeah, he's getting his money at the fashion shows in France with Pharrell and them. He did the collab on J. Cole and Drake's album, but I mean, people gonna have their way of looking at it, but I saw Rick Ross being out of character and being way too much like a fucking crybaby over somebody that I thought you did not care, like you moving on with your life,
I think my honest opinion, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna just keep it real, y'all. I mean, y'all could go everywhere else and people can keep it Peter Pan. I think when Ross saw them first week numbers and he saw all of that celebration, Drake 55 songs on the Billboard. I think when he was on the Apple Music joint, I think he was a little irritated. I think he was a little irritated because that's the end of an era. That's the end of the Drizzy Rose era. And they don't have a bad song together. You know, I actually saw online more people was kind of outside of they were laughing what Ross was saying. I did see people was kind of irritated that they was like, oh man, so I guess we ain't gonna be getting no Maybach Music 12 from y'all niggas. And no, but again, you know, it is what it is. I just think like Sid and I, we both agree. Every interview I saw with Ross, I was actually interested more so in what Ross was doing with his land development. Some of his business adventures or his business ventures. I think, you know, from what I've been able to read, he's been pretty solid in that space. And I think those things will be more. I think there are more other interesting things that go into his life than Drake.
There's a lot of and you nailed it. That's the point. There's a lot more interesting things in Rick Ross' life than to have a tour for your album crying about Drake in a way that doesn't make any sense from how you played it. Also, E, I disagree with you about the nerds online pretending to Drake's fan base. You like Rick Ross supposed to be a street nigga. They trying to troll Future right now a bit. Future don't care. He's also a street dude. Rick Ross, Future are street guys. They're not supposed to care about what nerds are saying online.
No.
Unless it actually is something serious like what's happening with YG.
Yes. that's actual serious shit.
Yeah, where they're like, yo, we talking to get, YG in prison. Okay.
Ricos
that's
shit.
some nerd stuff that I get if, people getting mad about, sure. But what they're doing online right now is literally nothing. It's not affecting Rick Ross' money. Like Prince said, Rick Ross never sold like that anyway.
No, he never sold like that.
He was more of a single guy, although the body of work was still dope.
Yeah.
So people acknowledge like his album cuts are amazing.
I think people
I think as a street person, like as a street guy in rap music, I mean, why do you care what anyone is saying online when it is not affecting your money?
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I don't think that. I think EK, shouts out to you, man. I think people have a misunderstanding of who Rick Ross is and what his brand is. I've listened to damn near every feature Ross has ever had because I used to really like his music, because it was get up to go to work music. And I'll tell you this, Ross is in a unique position because, he had the thing that went on in 2024, but if you kind of notice, maybe you had Drake fans that might have been like being sassy with him, but overall, the greater hip hop community didn't really restrict Ross's career to that moment in 2024. They actually went back to laughing at him when he went back to picking on 50 Cent and saying that nigga still can't dress. Like, y'all got to understand, like, Rick Ross, he almost, for the longest, he's almost had like a very slick skin in hip hop. The name change, him actually beefing with the real drug king legend Rick Ross, changes his name to Rose. People finding out that he worked as a correction officer. If you kind of look at it, he low key kind of had like a Teflon Don status in hip hop. But what he did with the rollout of this album, this was a self-inflicted wound talking about Drake all the time.
I felt you articulated that amazing. That's basically what I was trying to say at the beginning. Like the OVO birds didn't even come close to the amount of scrutiny Rick Ross got for his name. Yeah. And when that picture came out,
when he was cutting the birthday cake, he was shaking the hand, he was graduated,
and he handled it relaxed. Yeah. Even like when you said gunplay, he handled that relaxed. 50 Cent, he handled that relaxed.
Even when him and Meek Mill was trading shots back and forth with each other.
Yeah, even when he got mad, because there was a time where it seemed like even him and Jay-Z had something, and then also with the Meek Mill situation,
right?
He handled that relax. He did get a little bit emotional with Birdman. He did get emotional online with Birdman,
right?
Because of the whole Lil Wayne situation. Although now he might as well just have mind his business because Wayne and Birdman back together again. It teaches you a lesson. Like shit, I don't want to get involved with nobody little squabbles anymore.
No squabble.
Because you don't know who the fuck gets back together.
Stay
But
out the way.
that's the whole point. Like, he's been through worse online. Ain't nothing really happening except for people who are fans of Drake giggling on social media. Who cares? You know, he's still making money. He's still doing great in business. He never was really about sales anyway.
No.
So what's going on with him psychologically for him to be this invested? And again, he exposed himself when he went at the mall and Rory the way that he did by bringing up Biggs, because Biggs is not even for Drake. So like, you know, when he went on that rant about Biggs being gay and yo, you sucking dick, and then bringing up Biggs' mother, it was very bizarre.
I said, Ross, now you know damn well you turn it into an industry snitch when you do things like that. All right. So I personally don't get it, other than maybe he's had some, you know, him and Drake, there's some deeper seated rooted issues there that they have with each other. I don't know. And in my honest opinion, unless Ross says, because I'm one of these people, if an artist says, no, this is what happened with this other artist, they stole my concept from my album. Like when, what's the boy's name? The one that was out of the DMV, our boy Goldlink. When Goldlink said that, what's the boy, the white boy that they found dead?
Oh, Mac
Miller.
My bad.
Boy, we both off. Mac Miller,
Mac
right?
Miller, yeah.
Yeah, when he said that Mac Miller stole his art design or his concept, you know, after he showed him the new music he was making, you know, I know people was irritated about it. I was interested.
A lot of people was like, why didn't you say when he was alive, though?
Either way, that I don't care. I do understand the criticism, but you're going to have those stories, right? You know, whether it's Mike or Whitney, whoever, right? Ross, though, in the tradition of Behind the Music on VH1, he didn't say that about Drake. So that's why I was kind of left like, well, you're damaging your rollout because you're not saying what happened with you and Drake. You know, so, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think it'll be the end of Rick Ross.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I just think it's,
to your point, it's like,
you know,
this is the first time, like, Ross acting like he broke up with a girlfriend.
Yeah. Marvin's
like, why
room.
are you like?
I know.
I mean, what we on week 5?
Drake said he'd put these niggas through the ringer.
Other dudes don't care.
No.
Some of the other guys don't care though.
No.
Rick Ross has revealed he deeply cared in this. I don't know what's going on.
Because Ross ain't really rhyming too much with many of the peers though. And you know what's crazy, Sin? Him and T.I. had a nice little single. It's on Ross's album.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think the single was nice.
Yeah, what is it called? Mahogany Caskets or something? Champagne Caskets? I don't know what it is.
It's him. You know what? Is it also? How is Rick Ross and Lil Wayne's relationship? Because you know Rick Ross he burnt bridges with Birdman to try to protect Wayne, only for Wayne to get
that was
back
a mistake.
Kind of like we saw when allegedly Jay-Z did the taxes for Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne, yo, there's certain people you just don't follow them. Like I remember Prince and I was talking about Ye, and a lot of Ye relationships, they be running behind him and they be, you know, their head be bumping into fucking rocks and shit. Mm-hmm. It's just certain people like
don't go chasing waterfalls.
That's right. Well, that's a good
Niggas
song from
will
TLC.
lie to you and tell you it's the truth.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah. Don't go chasing nigga falls. All right. Yeah, but no, you're right about that. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really know where their relationship is. I do remember when Wayne and T.I. fell out, and we ain't seen them feature on a track together ever since. All right. So it happens, but I just think, I don't know what it is that Drake. I still don't understand the effect of what goes on behind the scenes with these people concerning that. I just think Ross kind of ate up his moment because I personally feel he's been through a lot worse.
General said, never pick sides for Wayne.
No, hell no.
I'm sorry. I should have laughed, but it did make me laugh a bit because I was like, y'all don't understand how much work a lot of industry niggas did to try to save Lil Wayne. Like, it was like emergency meeting, save Wayne.
I said, I'm going to go take a break.
Most of the industry niggas was like, we got to help Wayne with Birdman. They was like, and Rick Ross was far from the only one.
And you did Lil Wayne wrong.
He did a diss record and everything.
He came in the game strong. Now that my name's long. Wayne out here drunk with one lock singing the same song. And you know what's crazy about this situation here is that because Ross brought this spotlight onto himself at this level, you see now 50 Cent comes outside, and for the first time in my personal opinion, 50 Cent called a W against Rick Ross online. Up until then, Rick Ross has been giving left and right W's on top of 50 Cent's head. And 50, if you paid attention to 50, when 50 can't get around somebody's personality online when they're like trolling him and really getting him and having an audience laughing at him, 50 Cent goes on to other things. He might go and diss Jay-Z randomly to stir up trouble there and put the focus there, right?
Jay-Z people, they tired of 50 because 50 recently said, yeah, when I saw Jay-Z at the Yankee Stadium, I wasn't inspired. So then the Jay-Z fans, Hovengers, and also the bots, and everybody got bots. It's not just Jay-Z. Everybody got bots on social media. They were all like, so I see, we told you this nigga just a fan.
Yeah.
Of
course he's a fan. He did the bulletproof vest just like Jay-Z did on Streets Is Watching.
But what's so funny about it, like he had this little sneaky grin, like
cheeky grin.
Yeah, like
I know I'm dicking around.
But this is something that we was talking about in our opinion when we talked about dark psychology as well.
Right.
We said like a lot of these superstars don't understand that many of the people who are in opposition of them are huge fans of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Absolutely.
Think about how much energy it is to troll someone all fucking day, trying to get their attention, to get them upset, to do all these things to get that person to notice you, even with negative energy.
Yes.
That means you're a fan.
I'm going to be honest with you. People that I don't like, I'm not putting them in my thumbnail. I don't want to see their face.
I agree.
Actually, people I don't like, I don't want to see their face at all when their channel comes up. Do not recommend.
I do that a lot too. Do not recommend
if
channel.
their profile comes up on Twitter or Threads, please do not suggest any posts from this profile. I'm different. I don't want to see people that I genuinely don't like. I don't want to see their face.
I don't want to hate watch either.
I'm not into hate watch.
Anytime y'all
what type
seen
of self BDSM is that?
Anytime y'all seen us talk about something, it's because somebody in the audience added us on X. But Prince and I do not watch people we have no interest in. I don't go around watching the Young Turks.
No.
Once in a while someone send us a clip. I like anybody who I don't like. I'm just not being
I don't want to see
bothered.
them.
I mean, if I don't like their content, I don't like what they're doing, I'm not gonna be bothered.
Do not recommend. Block. Also, shouts out to Virgo Life says here, what did you think of Rick Ross' album? I haven't had a chance we appreciate you too, by the way. I haven't had a chance to listen to the entire album. I told Sam I only got to 4 songs. Not that I thought it was a bad album. It's just that we really have been busy behind the scenes.
I was able to get through his album, but I don't do reviews based off of one-time listen. Mm-hmm. I like to listen a couple of days at the re-release to an album before, I start dissecting it.
But the album started off, for me, it did start off very strong. I like the energy. He has good chemistry with T.I. In fact, if I recall, you know what's funny about that scene real quick?
I feel he did a better Max B song, too.
Oh, hell yeah. The Max B song was
way
fire.
Way better than 50 Cent.
Yeah, that shit was fire.
And then that whole turn with that shit, West Coast
yeah, I thought
production.
He was going to play that shit up.
Yeah.
That's why I said when you got a song and video, because the video was filmed beautifully. When you got a song and video like that on your album, you don't need to talk about no Drake.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, because,
like...
Big niggas show up in a fur coat. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a dope video. But actually, if I recall on King, the track I'm Talking to You, I think Rick Ross was the one T.I. was talking to at the time. Because whether people believe it, Rick Ross has always been involved with rap beef somewhere. You know, even in the backyard of the South, like between Georgia and Florida, he's always been tied up in that. So, you know, I'm not surprised by any of it, but I just was a little bit surprised that he kind of allowed this to eat his album.
You saw what Future said on his album, fuck an interview.
Yeah.
He said, I know all y'all want to do is ask me about Drake. He said, I ain't doing no interviews.
I want to talk about Drake. I'm at FIFA. We have people. We in Paris, nigga.
You know, you see Future ignoring even NBA YoungBoy. You know, that situation with NBA YoungBoy and the Doughboy.
That Doughboy track is fine. I did check that out, but you know, I don't really. Let me say this real quick about NBA YoungBoy. There are some songs by NBA YoungBoy I do like. I don't follow NBA YoungBoy. My favorite beef he was involved with is what he did with Jay Prince. I thought that shit was funny. Jay Prince had his umbrella. Yeah, now come and get it.
What are you talking about? You could call me.
Yeah, NBA Young. I understand, but come get your Rolls Royce umbrella.
So, OG, Jay Prince, you saw NBA YoungBoy, he was wilding on you. You said you was just trying to help him, but he said he felt you was trying to embarrass him. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm just trying to help the young boy. You know, if you really talk about it, then you will be about it. But you can't be embarrassed if you're the star.
You say you know his older brother. You said there's people that you know around NBA YoungBoy that you respect, that you've known them for an extremely long time. You know, what have they told you about the situation?
Look, I can't go into that, but I'm just dropping game in his ear hole. But you know, he's a young bull, and sometimes young bulls gotta be broken. You know, but I never really follow NBA YoungBoy in his beefs, because at some point he'll say, "You know what? I was being sensitive."
He said that already, and then he went back to ranting again.
Yeah, because the Doughboy nigga came out.
Yeah,
the
Doughboy came out on that.
He kind of got off on that song.
He was sliding on the Like That song.
Yeah. But you know that was a double entendre.
I know.
Yeah. So you know, and he said, free band gang. So you know, we'll see where that was going to go. But anyway, like you said, Future didn't do no interviews, and I did see people in hip hop media, they were irritated a little bit. I said, why? Because y'all just going to talk about Drake.
I mean,
yeah, you just go like, what do we? Let's be real. Y'all not going to talk about nothing else.
And I think everybody, if you talk about the blog era, Big Three, it seems like for the most part they're not talking anymore. You know, you and I talked about it. We said we felt the period to all of this was going to be Iceman. You know, on GNX, Whacked Out Morals, and some other songs. Kendrick was able to say and finalize what he wanted to say.
Right.
J. Cole with the Fall Off, and then of course the last of it was Drake with Iceman. So,
would you add Future, We Don't Trust You in there as well?
No. I was saying.
You talking about out of the Big Three?
Yeah.
Okay, I get you. No, you got it.
If you're going on Future, Future felt like he already said in the magazine interview, even after, I forgot, I don't know if it was GQ where him and Metro said, you know, that they're over the beef and they're moving on. And that also Future said that he didn't know that Kendrick was this and that. That part is a lie. That was a Scorpio lie.
He always does that shit.
He always does that same
Future
move.
does that shit.
I don't know what you're talking about. He was dissing somebody.
No, Future.
Metro. Yeah.
You had to have known that Kendrick was dissing Drake on that album, right?
I didn't hear anything about it. You know,
I mean,
if I'm not upset, why is everybody else upset?
That's the fucking shit he be doing. Even when other niggas like Future got an answer for his guy, Future ain't gonna say shit. You saw what he said on the album, fucking interview.
Well, also, shouts out to ATM3, ATL. Yeah, shouts out to you, player. He says here, Big Bank confirmed that he has an interview with Future. Well,
a round of applause for Big Bank.
Man, shit. Also, Hey, yo, HM3, man, how you feel about Big Bank? Look like he the last surviving member of the Duct Tape Squad. So, you know, because y'all know they said Alley Boy passed away, Trouble got killed. I'm like, bro, it ain't nobody left. It's just Big Bank. But anyway, no, I'll be interested in a Big Bank Future interview. I'm going to be honest with you. Even if Future was going to do an interview, I said it should be with Big Bank. Because everybody else, they really just going to do the Drake questions. Drake, Kendrick, Drake. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm just, like, go to Big Bank, nigga.
But I was going to say, I really do enjoy, though, your love of your region. Like, even when you was talking about DuckTales.
He said DuckTales. I'm talking about Alley Boy, yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, I know Sid being funny. Go ahead.
DuckTale Squad.
Right.
Like, even how you be mentioning certain things like that, it be making me laugh. But I think it's so cute and funny. Yeah. But I do like that you really know everything, all the little intricacies in Atlanta with the music scene and hip hop scene.
That's how you are with Jersey, big Jersey on dick, man. I just, you know, look, I am glad Big Bank is able to do them interviews. He was able to get a trending interview with Young Thug, and I think people sleep on Big Bank's charisma, you know. So I used to listen to a lot of that Big Niggas mixtape. It ain't safe for young niggas. So, you know, I'm all for it. And Big Bank was there at the beginning of Future's career anyway. So it's kind of like inside. And I think Future, after, what was it saying? I don't think people paid attention, but after Future did like the Breakfast Club interviews, when he did interviews in LA, if y'all notice, that nigga ain't do no more interviews nationally. He went back home and kept doing interviews locally.
The only bad interview that he really has is when he called Sierra a bitch when he got emotional.
Right, yeah. The backlash was crazy. Yeah. And I think they said he was in LA. He was uncomfortable with the energy out there, so he got on from up out there, allegedly. You know. Robert says Ice-T is widely recognized as the oldest active solo rapper, releasing a new album in 2026 at 68 years old. Does he beat Too Short? That'll be interesting. The West Coast hip-hop pioneer announced the upcoming double album.
Good morning, Robert.
Shouts out to Big Rob on deck. There's some other things about Ice-T I disagree with, but if I keep it in the mindset of rap, I think as a rapper, I think he's definitely had a huge influence. I actually think if it wasn't for Ice-T, you guys don't get Pusha T. You know, because Pusha T, if you kind of look at his essence, it literally lifts between Biggie Smalls and Ice-T.
Oh, a lot of people like Ice-T. It's probably somebody who's not even talked about enough pertaining to how much of a hip-hop legend he's in, not only in the music end, but also film.
Yeah.
You know, he was in a lot of, breaking films, and then you got, first of all, with Ice-T, how he in a classic crime New York City movie, and then he also in a classic West Coast crime movie.
New Jack.
That's something that people don't give Ice-T enough credit for. You in New Jack City.
Fool. You just own me. Cool.
You in New Jack City, and then you also in Colors.
Yeah.
Colors, like, I am a maniac. Well,
I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. Actually, when we was kids and like they used to show us like old Ice-T videos and shit, I think that was probably one of the first rappers I thought was cool when I was a kid. You know, I was like, oh, okay, I like that. Then he had Darlene with the shotgun. I thought that was a dope album cover. So, yeah, I did see the video, though. I saw the new video by Ice-T. I thought it was nice, and he just talking about, how treacherous the industry can be and, things of that nature. And we'll see. But is Ice-T older than Too Short, or is it Too Short older than Ice-T? Because I think between them, I think they're considered the oldest rappers still rapping.
Also, I liked Ice-T's hip-hop rock fusion.
Oh, yeah, Cop Killer and all of that stuff.
No, he did it pretty well.
Yeah, he did do that. He actually kind of played with a lot of different things, experimented with a lot of different things. So, yeah.
He did. And then also people be like, yo, T, how you survive in California? Because they always ask him that question.
Yeah.
And he, he gets caught off guard, but then he's like, I know where to go and where not to go.
Yeah, I know where to go out here in these streets.
But it's like crazy because, you know, he wasn't born in California, even though he went over there and is considered a pioneer in Cali. But he has fared better than some of the people who even grew up there. You know, and fared better than a lot of the people who went over there to try to live over there and couldn't make it.
That is true. Like, he did say, like, actually I saw an interview where he talked about, you know, with Tupac in L.A. And he said, because if you kind of spend most of your time in the Bay, from Ice-T's perspective, again, I'm not out there, but he said he says, unless you really grow up in the trenches in L.A., he says, if you grow up in the Bay and you visit L.A., he said you don't understand L.A. gang politics. And, you know, he said people, because he said he's had his own true thoughts about Tupac. And so, like, a lot of hardcore Tupac fans was getting at him. And he says, y'all got to understand, Tupac was younger than me. He said, so I would give him advice or tell him, you shouldn't be entertaining this group. You need to stay away from this set. And he said even Shock G came all the way up to where he was at. And he was like, yo, you got to talk to Pac. He out in the street with these gang members. And he said he tried to talk to him, but, you know, he said it happened so fast. But, yeah, you know, he did survive a lot of stuff. Even some of the OG street niggas in L.A. was like, well, Ice-T ain't nobody. He just, all he did was bank heist. He was a pretty boy bank heist nigga. And then when they asked Ice-T, he said, yeah, that's exactly what I was. He said, I wasn't no gang member.
Oh, yeah. OG lady said Ice-T was down with the pimp culture. Yeah, that's not for me. That's not my cup of tea. You know, like, even when people was talking about the verses, it was very funny, but
Which verses?
With the game and YG.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not my cup of tea either.
You talking about Logan, Chuck Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, people was like, this is the culture. It's like, I was like, nobody was really ready to perform to the level that they should have performed. I'm not saying people are supposed to take verses that serious, but
there's a lot of dark energy in that room.
It was.
Yeah, man. That shit looked like an exorcist. I don't know what people talking about. That shit looked demonic. That shit looked demonic. And Game was up there channeling dead niggas drinking all the alcohol on stage.
It's not like I can take it when the music is like good, like when Game has like good song, like Hate It or Love It, The Underdogs on top with him and 50, or, you know, his classic albums or stuff like that. But just it being in its raw form and not being focused on like the music in itself as the center, then I'm like, I'm checking out.
Well, I feel like this. If we see what we saw at Versus, then, like I always say, I don't think people should be crying about Chicago drill. That's just how I look at it. You know, I feel like then let all the demons go. You know, I don't want to hear, you know, specification because of, you know, people's regional biases.
Yeah, because even like
I didn't really care about that. I do say this, and I'm gonna let you do your thing. Say, I wanted to say this part real quick. Game is funny to me because I felt like Game, I think he was just up there kind of messing around, because the moments where you saw him when he got in his pocket, like start from scratch, it dwarfed anything YG was doing. You get what I'm saying?
I didn't like nothing.
You know,
I thought that even the songs that I liked, I mean, it felt like he was sweating alcohol.
He was.
And I wasn't impressed with YG either.
YG got other shit going on with him right now.
And look, it's the same.
There's a lot of dark energy in that room.
And I like some of YG's songs. I like his debut album.
Well, you like his first album.
Yeah, I like his debut album, but like it's no different. Like if Lil Durk and Von was alive, right, and they got to be older, and they was just like on stage and
having the verses,
not performing the songs all the way well, and I'm like, then what's the point of me even checking in to listen?
First of all, I would not pay to see Game and YG on stage at a verses together. Absolutely not. Not only that, people. That is something hip-hop should, or rappers do need to understand. Like, people still want to see good performances, you know?
I feel like when you said that Biggie song came on.
Yeah, which one?
Back in the day.
Yeah, because
because remember because in that song Biggie says is this is all day now.
Yeah, because
So
like if
they
y'all
probably
saw,
like fuck all that. You gotta be comfortable for.
yeah, man. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched it and then I checked out like at the last, I don't know what, 20 or 30 minutes, and I just felt like it was. I don't know what I was looking at. And that's why my brain went elsewhere. I said, I think something else is going on here that we'll talk about it on our Patreon, because I think to me the best performance that both guys offered to me personally was when game started off with Dope Boys in the building, because he wasn't drunk. He might have been, maybe he had something light, but he was very focused and he did a good job. Travis Barker showed up. I actually think Dope Boys in the building was an understated record from the game. And then YG hit him back with his anthem, but then after that, it was kind of just all downhill from there. And I'm just being real with you all. Like, I just thought I could probably say it might have been the sloppiest verses I seen.
It was bad.
I think that was the sloppiest verses I saw.
And I know some people was like, it was one of the best. Huh? Yeah. Okay. P. Diddy KOing and getting in a fight with somebody in prison, and he might be transferred somewhere else, which is bad because he was in a nice little bakery prison in New Jersey. They may send him somewhere with a little bit more teeth to it. What do you think?
That's what they're saying. They're saying that for a fact.
We don't know for a fact, but that's what they're reporting.
Shouts out to General, said Apple Music done with niggas. So they're saying that Diddy got into a fight with another inmate at Fort Dix in New Jersey, to your point, where he's serving 50-month sentence, a 50-month sentence. According to multiple outlets citing sources close to the situation, the other inmate made a comment that set him off. The two started pushing each other and throwing punches before prison staff broke it up. He was reportedly moved to solitary confinement afterwards, and it's unclear whether he's still there. All right, it says here, the incident could also affect his scheduled release, currently expected in February of 2028. Damn. That nigga right around the corner.
Diddy is a crazy guy. I mean, his time could have been even lighter than what it was if he didn't organize a party. He scheduled a party because he thought he was going to be acquitted of all charges.
Oh yeah.
Then when he did get charged lightly, his sentencing wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And Diddy, the ego of Diddy is just crazy, because every time he got a chance to get out early, he would do something like first making the prisoners make him some alcohol, like they his butler. Now he's getting into fights. A fight with a
Diddy gonna give me a deal. That's what they was thinking.
I don't even know what to say about Diddy anymore at this point. That hasn't already been said. It's like.
Well, also, and just to say this, Lady Beth says it wasn't a versus, neither trying to win. Actually, it was appreciation. I, being from Cali, understood what it was. And you know what I always tell you guys? That's why regionalism does matter. I don't get sensitive about it. Just like if you pull it up in DFW and they niggas pop out. If you talk about DSR, y'all may see them niggas tucking them boys, big tuck on them stage and tum-tum. And y'all be like, yo, what the fuck is this country shit? And I'll be like, that's the region. That's what it is. So I try to keep that in mind with people. I understand that the politics in Bompton/Compton is a lot thicker. And there's a lot of things that goes. It's actually really what stricks the Kendrick and Game battle, because all of the background politics too. So that part, it is what it is. But you also got to keep in mind, lady, a national audience, everybody in America don't live in Compton. Yeah. So a lot of people, like, for them, they was like, bro, you got to remember, they're like, bro, what is Game doing?
Yeah, For me, I don't care about them looking at each other as competitors. If they want to unite under the red flag, they can. But why are you not performing well?
Red Nation.
That's my thing for me. Like, I get all the cultural stuff, but where's the performance? Like, y'all are supposed to be entertainers at the end of the day. I don't want to see people just like sloppy drunk and like, I mean, like, then what's the point? What's the point of even me looking at this? Because now, I guess, I mean, if we're going into Jerry Springer type of stuff, I mean, I guess that form of entertainment. But, like, I'm here to, like, listen to music and hear people be on point with their lyrics. And
Shouts out to Black. He said, Bompton. Nah, we not going to do that this early. Black McMahon's a funny nigga. Because it made no sense for the game and YG to do the... Oh, well, lady, we already know that there's other politics going on. You know, for me, honestly, I just wanted to see what the boys was going to do. Once I saw Game drink all that apple juice on stage, I said, all right, I know where we about to go with all this.
Because,
I already know the nigga going to be falling on top of folks.
Because to your point, and also the people in the chat, of course, when it comes to certain regions, there's certain things that people are not going to understand all the way.
Right.
But there's one thing that's universal, a good performance.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Like, I don't even think Versus is that serious. It's more about camaraderie most of the time.
Yeah. It ain't that serious because Rick Ross did it twice.
Yeah, like, and also Snoop Dogg and DMX had, you know, great chemistry with each other. But for me, it's like the performance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see people, you know, pissy drunk and niggas not even really rapping and all this other shit. It's like, it's just not my cup of tea, you know?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I already understand, you know, like Cindy and I stated, man, I already knew what was going on. And YG got some other darker things going on with him right now too, and there's been heads up about a lot of stuff. That's all I can say. But you know, I'm not gonna lie to you all. I am not gonna bullshit the public. If you a Compton nigga and you know what goes on with your politics in your backyard, absolutely, that was all dogs go to heaven 3. But for the rest of the nation, they're coming to see 2 rappers perform. And that's the only thing I always try to get people to understand is that the rest of the nation, they're not living in Decatur. They're not living in Newark, New Jersey. They're not living in, you know, Harlem. Like, they just like, yo, what's going on here? Yo, let me see what y'all got. And I actually saw people, actually, if you paid attention to the verses, by the time they got to maybe their 3rd or 4th song, the views started dropping. And I think it was like
dropping because people were like, "Oh, they're not gonna be doing that."
Yeah, when Game almost failed, like I saw like 20,000 people leave. But it is what it is. But yeah, so Diddy out here fighting and people getting upset. So he been put in solitary confinement, and they're saying that it may affect his February 2028 release date. I doubt it. You know, because he's really been networking hard, especially with the Trump administration. Of course, 50 Cent is there to block. You know, 50's made it clear, I'm going to do whatever I can to keep you in there, nigga.
Yeah, when Trump started to get weak knees again, 50 has been traveling now with Trump and the family, hanging out with them even more.
Yeah.
Damn, that's like to have that type of person to be monitoring you. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, 50 Cent, you know, of course, you saw what went on with the whole, you know, the Daphne Joy situation. And then there was some other things that happened like 15 years prior. You know, a lot of these guys be having long-standing industry issues with each other. And 50 Cent is working harder to keep Diddy behind bars than Diddy did when he was wearing Vote or Die. You know, so that's an interesting situation right there on that note. All right, Sin, let's get to Mr. Girls Gone Wild. You remember that culture?
Yes, in 2013, Joe Francis, he was I think he was he convicted in 2013 or was he arrested in 2013?
He was, let's see here.
Either way, he ended up going to prison for false imprisonment of a woman, and also of assault. So he eventually went to prison, and then he said that he himself got assaulted in prison.
Yeah. So, yeah, in 2013, for those people that don't know, Joe Francis was the one who founded Girls Gone Wild in the late 90s. And you saw most of it in the early 2000s, probably around the same time y'all saw the Miss Cleo commercials.
Ladies, they were drunk usually, and he'd be like, yo, show your titties. And they would show their titties, and he got a lot of money off of it.
Especially when he went down to New Orleans.
But eventually things went sideways where some of the women said he was being very aggressive and very forceful.
Said that he false imprisoned 3 women in 2013. And that same year, his parent company filed for bankruptcy amid a legal battle with Steve Wynn. 2 years later, Francis fled to Mexico with his then girlfriend and 2 daughters, and has largely lived in exile there since, amid the rubble of his once mighty empire. All right. And so they tried to give him like a fresh look at his story, where he was able to sell it to Peacock in a docuseries, which examined both the company's rise and fall and the abuse allegations.
They at first thought he was going to be the new Hugh Hefner. That's what they was trying to paint him as in the media at the beginning.
He looks like Sam Altman with a weave.
He do. I think he's ugly. I mean, he always had that smug look, like he was like very
kind of look like Jamie Kennedy,
like he was very handsome. But I agree with you. He got like different people's faces that are weird mixed into one.
But you know what? He walks.
Sam Altman being one of them.
You know, he walked so Dave Portnoy could run. It's the same. It's the same space, isn't it?
It's the bro space. Yeah.
So they said here. Just some of the things that he went through in 2007 and 2008, Florida, Nevada. He was held roughly for 11 months from June 2007 to March 2008 in Nevada jail, plus earlier time in Florida after a contempt charge and while fighting federal tax evasion charges. And remember now, the Girls Gone Wild guy, he also had a lot of MTV hip-hop niggas over there.
A lot of people in hip hop fucked with him. At one time, Snoop Dogg did too, but they broke up. He was good with Tiger, and a lot of people in hip hop fucked with him. A lot of socialites, Paris Hilton, the Kardashians, and he had a very lavish life at one time.
Also, think about this thing after we talked about Rick Ross, when people was talking about, ooh, they were laughing. Listen to this, you all. 2009 tax evasion plea. He pleaded guilty in September of 2009 to 2 misdemeanor tax evasion counts and 1 felony bribery charge for bribing jail workers, and was sentenced in November of 2009 to time served, about 301 days, plus a year of supervised release, roughly $250,000 in restitution, and a $10,000 fine. So no additional prison time beyond what he had already served.
Yeah, the reason why Snoop at the time said he wasn't messing with him anymore is because he said he never showed any black women's breast.
Snoop. Civil rights at the wrong time.
I would say Snoop was not giving that white boy good advice. If that white boy... First of all, he already has his own problems. He went to prison and allegedly got sexually assaulted. If that white boy would have been putting black women's breast on his videos, they would have called him a plantation owner. It would have not ended well for him. His career already took a nosedive. It would have nosedived sooner.
Look at Snoop trying to give him another 10-year run. Because if he would put black breasts on the screen, that would have given him another 10-year run.
Nah, because Al Sharpton would have came out. You know, civil rights leader would have been.
Al Sharpton would have been in the videos.
He does that behind the scenes.
Allegedly said. Come on, we on YouTube now.
He would have been pretending it to be otherwise, and he would have been like,
you know, that's what Carl Jones told us about the Boondock shit. Yeah, remember he said that to us. He told us about that shit.
He
with
did
Al
tell us
Sharpton.
that. He did.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. He would have been out there.
And they would have been
putting his feet in them small shoes.
Boycott Girls Gone Wild.
I know. It would have been a conversation. It would have been on Oprah.
So, let's talk today about black women being violated by Francis. This is a colonizer who goes around to the sacred city of New Orleans,
brothers and sisters,
filming black women's breasts as if they are in the jungle.
There you go.
All that type of shit.
And Francis would have said, Snoop Dogg told me to do it. Oh, my God. And Snoop would be like, hey, I don't know what that motherfucker talking about. Hey, white boy. Hey, cracker. Snoop would have did. Snoop would have played it all the way up. Hey, cracker. Nah, hold up, cuz. Hold up, cuz. Hey, cuz.
You would have been like, ain't nobody told you. And that's your dumb ass fault. Yeah.
Snoop be bullying them white niggas behind the scenes, man. Y'all got to be careful. Allegedly.
He was doing that with Happy Dads. The guys.
Yeah.
But it was like, how much for a fee? He said $250,000. He's like,
you talking about the Milk Boys.
He's like, bro, like, why your voice changed? He said, because I'm talking about business.
He's talking about business. You all right? So, yeah. But anyway, the 2013 conviction, he was convicted of assault causing great bodily injury and false imprisonment in an incident involving 3 women he'd taken to his home, and was sentenced 270 days in jail plus 3 years of probation. Listen to that. So they said, caused bodily harm to 3 women and did false imprisonment. Got 270 days and 3 years probation.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest. When it comes to sexual assault and stuff, a lot of them people do be getting off like that. Yes. Like, remember, before...
I just want to highlight for them.
Before Jeffrey Epstein was allegedly murdered or suicide, whichever story you believe, we reported this back in 2015.
Yeah.
We said in 2015, he was already a convicted pedo.
Yes, he was.
He got like 1 year time served or probation. He was able to still have people in the tech world, Bill Gates and everybody still working with him.
The relationships are very important when you're a criminal like that.
Yeah, they do.
That's
not
the most
care.
important thing. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Just like we told you, there's still some powerful people that are trying to get Diddy out. Don't just because you don't hear from him. There are very powerful people, and we're not even just talking about the whole Trump thing. That's a potential whatever Trump is flirting with. Because Diddy has, if Trump is still allegedly in the business of being paid, Diddy has more than enough money.
Yeah, but Diddy getting in his own way. Like,
yeah,
the judge, like, literally the day of sentencing,
he's ready to throw a party.
He already had a scheduled fucking party
on Fantasy Island.
Then he has niggas in prison making him alcohol. Yeah. Then he punching people in their face.
He in there living like Ving Rhames. What's wrong with Diddy? What's this shit? Undisputed. Remember with Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames?
To see how outrageous Diddy's behavior is, from even when he was outside in front of Jadakiss and Fabulous talking about eating cake and shit and like giggling and talking about why we having party. It was a lot of sexual energy. I look at industry people a little bit weird. I mean, we've already looked at them weird before, but like,
break that down. Educate us, sister.
How can y'all be around Diddy all this time when he humps on people? He be inappropriate, drinking, talking about like to men and women. I don't know. It's just like I don't get it.
It's about the money, Sin. It's about the connections. Well, Diddy is still making noise, and 50's working hard to make sure he keeps him there. And the rest of the people in the industry are not trying to have the conversation about Diddy. They're so happy that shit dropped off. They're ready to have the conversation about Meg and Tory all over again. Oh, my God. Here we go. We're about to talk about Meg and Tory. All right. But, yeah, no, I actually do agree with you. I just think some of the stuff that Diddy does is just that's what really landed him in that particular situation. And I'm not surprised about him fighting. I'm not surprised about the fighting. I'm not surprised about any of that. I just think I don't really think it's going to affect anything that when they're talking about trial scheduling and when he's supposed to move his date up.
The only thing he also has to worry about if more people going to come out.
Tell me what you mean.
Well, there can always be a possibility of more people coming out.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Because You know what's saying, but to be realistic, it's kind of died down though. What do you think about that? It's kind of died down.
What you mean?
The whole Diddy craze.
It's because Tony Bugsby fucked it up. He had so many wins with like slow ones like Shannon Sharp. The momentum slowed down when him and Jay-Z got into it, locked into it.
Yeah, because they said
remember
Jay-Z's trying to get his license removed.
Tony Bugsby, when he did 1-800, he was linking Jay-Z and Diddy together.
He did
as sexual predators.
2 peas in a pod.
So Tony, are you gonna say who this 1-800 number is for?
All I know is this. If you feel that Diddy had other cohorts in the industry, and I'm telling you, if they happen to be from Brooklyn, if they grew up in Marcy, call 1-800-999-6666. That's 1-800-999-6666.
Tony was definitely very ambitious.
Yeah. You see Diddy on screen? And they're fighting like Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames in Undisputed.
Also, Jared said Diddy is facing more cases anyway. Yes, he is. He still has a lot more cases that are being attached to him. Kids and stuff. A lot of very weird cases. So
yeah, that's what's been going on. So they say he's been put into solitary confinement. There has been no updates whether or not Diddy has been, released from solitary confinement. They're looking to still try to get him out in 2028. And like your guy stated, he has ongoing investigations and cases as well. So again, we'll see. But I tell you what, you know what I'll be interested in saying?
What?
Ooh, can y'all imagine the day Diddy get out? I want y'all to pay attention to all of the industry podcasters.
They already in favor of him.
No, we already know about the favor, but what the content has to be.
They're going to say, welcome Diddy.
I just hope he gets his life together. It's been rough for him. Come on. Shit's so fake, y'all. These niggas are so fake.
I realize there's no point in complaining about people who are on the same frequency with each other. I could get mad, and then I was like, what's the point? The only thing you could do is
call Busby.
The only thing you could do is encourage victims to come out and to be brave and to be open-minded, to not pass judgment, to see who's telling the truth in a situation. But people who are on the same frequency are going to defend people on the same frequency. And a lot of industry people ride for each other in that way. They ride for each other in a lot of ways in that sense, but
I still think it's funny.
Not when it comes to not being violated by Live Nation, though.
Ooh-wee. All right, so Mr. Rapino outside shooting up the block. All right, and also side note, Drakeo the Ruler's family is suing Live Nation. Live Nation got a lot of lawsuits. They got a lot of lawsuits.
Bad luck.
Now you heard what they said. They said, well, we doing our own investigation. We're going to put on these niggas. Get us out of this fucking lawsuit. We investigating Snoop. We investigating YG. We investigating everybody.
Snoop is going to get off.
Hey, man, get that off of me. Cuz did what? Cuz did what to who? Oh, man.
That guy, man,
Snoop Dogg, right? Slithery, ain't he?
He is a slithery one.
Yeah, he good. Oh, man, that's Cuz. Remember he did that shit with the Drake? Dear Kendrick. Oh, that's Cuz. Hey, man, y'all can't nail Snoop to the cross on nothing. That nigga getting out of it. But yeah, y'all, it's going to be very interesting. I think that's what we covered everything, right? We touched everything.
Yes, we
covered everything. Let's see what else we got.
We covered everything today.
To the head of state. Go ahead, Sid. What were you about to say?
Oh yeah, Black McBain. Yeah, the OnlyFans owner dying.
Yeah, he purchased it recently, well, not too long ago, and then he died mysteriously.
You know, we gotta look into how he died and why again.
A lot of them boys
We
in
know.
Silicon Valley, they be
Well, you know the Cash App. Well, he got stabbed though.
That was so
he got
random,
stabbed
though.
on the street.
Yeah,
He was
man.
in San Francisco. He got
Yeah,
stabbed.
that's where he got stabbed at, I believe. Yeah, and you see how they brushed it? Like they was like, "Yep, the Cash App owner got stabbed." Okay, now back to the election.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. I said the Cash App created stabbed. What? Yeah, he got stabbed. He was shopping for a cookie. Like the story didn't even make any sense, you know. So, Memphis Bleak, all right, being accompaniment to the NFL hat in the video. Oh yeah, Memphis Bleak and Uncle Murder. That's funny. And Tony Yayo.
It
All
just
that
feels
shit.
so orchestrated though. I know there's some of it that's real, but it's like, come on. You know what I'm saying behind the scenes because you and I, what we talked about on Patreon with, you know, Murder and Tony's podcast, and then also with what Memphis is doing and all that, you know, at Fat Joe and Jada, like you know what I'm talking about.
You know what's crazy? I just you don't really hear nothing from Memphis Bleak. You know, when he came out and he was talking more and more. It's like, oh, okay. So I did see Uncle Murder. He was yelling in the chair though. You know,
He was yelling for entertainment.
I mean, of course they're gonna play it up. They got
He
a
played it up.
podcast.
That's what I'm saying. He like
Yo, Blake, you was talking about me?
when someone says
You was talking about me, Blake?
when someone says, "Man, your song wasn't that hot."
We can really put up, nigga, shoe for shoe.
Oh no, what Memphis said, like they don't really got money like that. And how Murder reacted, it was like it felt like I'm playing it up.
Yo, hold up, nigga. We can put it up band for band, nigga. Shirt for shirt, nigga. Titty for titty, nigga.
Even Memphis Bleak, like, you know, I think what they're doing. I think people are trying to see if there are certain nuggets that will work to distract people entertainment wise versus some of the other real industry
Oh no,
things that are taking place in the background.
I agree with you. I just think they wasting time because that unsolved mystery shit is floating right back to the top. You know, we talking about Fanatic lawsuit. We talking about YG and Drake. Yo, there's a lot of dark shit out there. You know, because at the end of the day, realistically, Uncle Murder, Tony Yayo, Memphis, it ain't like they gonna get into a fight or shootout with each other.
No.
They not gonna see each other either, you know. So you heard what Yayo said. Come on, man, we eating smoked duck. So
No, it's just the New York City dudes though. They do make me laugh though. How the abuse are happening.
They always turn it into a hustle.
It's somewhat yes. That's what I'm saying.
New York niggas always turn it into a hustle.
It's like
It don't matter what
like,
it is.
Look at these niggas like 50 Cent grinning, all teeth, like when they were interviewing him and he was talking about Jay-Z. It was almost like energy like, well, can you blame me?
Yeah,
I gave it a shot. You know, and he just had this cheeky grin like, all right, you know, Jay-Z didn't fall yet. All right. You know, but I gave it a good try.
Also, Dime says, caviar pancakes, nigga. You know what? They need to just have Yayo read a menu because he goes through every cuisine. All right. But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, 50 Cent know damn well he tried.
But that's the
tried.
energy.
And as soon as Jay cut his hair off, this would make JJ. You know, this is what we gonna do, man. You know, I tried to get the nigga. He called him a gay painter. He cut his hair. Now I gotta come up with another meme.
And then he also said he was gonna turn Jay-Z into a documentary. Then Jay-Z went and did his own documentary with Rick Rubin. Yeah. But all of them are funny to me.
They are.
All of them do turn whatever they doing. They turn into a hustle.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, him saying we going on offense. Him, Memphis, and them, they turn it into a hustle.
Yeah.
50 trying to take Diddy and Jay-Z out. He turned it into a hustle. Then if Jay-Z doesn't fall, he going to turn that into a hustle of Jay-Z not falling and then, you know, move on to somebody else he going to try to harass. But it's funny how Nicki trying to hustle.
Jay did it with the elevator shit.
There you go. They
Yeah,
turn
like
into an album.
They always turn everything into a hustle.
Nicki trying to hustle the White House. Dame trying to hustle the Rockefeller days and Rock Nation shit.
We knew a New York nigga
on platforms on YouTube.
Let me tell you something, Sid. The reason why, like, when I was growing up in New York, niggas would come down to Atlanta, right? And one of them was like, he said, yo, for real, son, like, a lot of y'all southern niggas, like, y'all country niggas and shit, like, a lot of y'all niggas, like, respectfully, only niggas y'all got is outcasts. So, guys, niggas on Bankhead was getting tight. And I was like, oh, man, fuck out of here. But you found out, see, he was tied to people that was trying to sign southern artists. I told him, I said, nigga, I said, bro, like, I told you, like, that's just what they do.
I try to tell people, when people are from the East Coast, it's not personal to us. We talk shit about everybody, especially New York City niggas. Because, people from New Jersey, it switch off and on. But New York City, they just be talking. People get emotional. It's like, people from New York City don't hate the South. They don't hate the West Coast. They don't hate nobody. They talk shit about people in their own boroughs.
You actually
they
do a better
be
job.
They talk shit. Brooklyn niggas talking shit about Queen niggas, talking shit about Staten Island niggas, talking shit about Manhattan.
A nigga told
Harlem
me
niggas. Harlem niggas talking shit about Brooklyn niggas, talking shit about Queens niggas. They talk shit about each other on that little city.
A nigga told me a long time ago when I was like a teenager, he was like, yeah, because I asked him about Staten, because at the time I never been to New York. So I said, all I know is what I see culturally. He said, yeah, but let me tell you something. This is what he said. He said, I think I was in middle school or I just got to high school. He said, but he was an older dude. He was just talking about, yeah, you got to go to New York. Son, it's beautiful up there. I'm only down here with y'all niggas because the rent cheaper, right? That's what he said. But he said, I asked him about Staten Island. I said, so what's up with Staten Island? Is that like a borough? He said, nah, them niggas got roaches in their cereal. I said, what?
He's not lying.
Shout out to Staten Island niggas.
Shout out to Staten Island, but y'all
that's what he told me.
They did have
New York niggas talk shit about everything.
They did have roaches in their
That's
cereal.
what I please. Some of the earliest callers I used to roast was New York niggas. And then some of the guys are like, bro, why? I said, bro, they don't give a fuck. They roast each other. You niggas do not care. When
Dame's still trying to roast and he don't even have teeth. And that's the shit. He got dentures still trying to roast.
He was roasting. His teeth fell out while he was roasting.
He talk about people breath stink, but his denture probably stink. But I'm just saying, like,
it's not that deep.
To get back to the point, though, to you, what I'm saying, most of them is not that deep. They'll talk shit and they'll still be like, yo, if you can spit, if you nice from whatever in the South, Midwest, whatever, they're gonna still sign you. I do know though, a lot of New York City niggas do. Some of them do be making me laugh because,
right?
Remember, what's his name? Was it YB? And years ago, we used to talk to him. He used to call in.
Oh,
he was like, yo, Sin.
Yo, for real?
He said, for real? I'm tired of being in North Carolina. Like, the bitches can't dress. I was like, come on, YB.
But why did New York niggas stop in North Carolina, though?
No, but I said, YB, come on, bro. Come on.
Hey, you a Harlem nigga. I told that nigga, I cooked that nigga. I said, you the alien. How the fuck you gonna come from Harlem to North Carolina?
He said, the bitches, yo, they can't dress.
That is... Yeah, because like, listen, like y'all know about the story with Chamillionaire and 50 Cent. And this is when Chamillionaire was big and 50 Cent dissed him. And Chamillionaire was like, yo, I was confused. And then he saw 50 and 50 pulled him in the room. He was like, nah, actually I threw you like a lob. So then if you said something back, he said, some man on a train in India would have read 50 Cent versus Chamillionaire, And I actually thought Chamillionaire should have dissed 50 Cent because I said, bro, it ain't that deep. I mean, just diss the nigga back. I thought you do rap better than the nigga. You know what I'm saying? But Chamillionaire, that's what I said in the South. Like, niggas will tell you, bro, you talking down to me. When you get into pockets like Atlanta, they do snapping and roast. Atlanta, like, people going to snap and roast, but they're going to go so far with it because sometimes you get a mixture of Detroit niggas, Chicago niggas. You get what I'm saying?
You guys in the South and then also in the West Coast, eventually y'all get serious if someone goes on too long.
Well, it depends on where you are. Like, so if you in Texas, they ain't doing no snapping on nobody. It's niggas just gonna go to the trunk, or they gonna try to, hey man, what you talking about? I seen trolls out of the West Coast, but every nigga I met, except the Bay Area niggas, they do a lot of joking and shit. But a lot of LA niggas, they just not really into joking and shit. They kind of got like Cruel Intention shit going on. Now they into that like Sarah Michelle nigga Geller shit.
After a while, they be like, "All right, tone it down, nigga.
Yeah,
Not too much jokey for you get smoky."
right. Yeah, but it just really depends on where you're from. Like I said, like in Atlanta, niggas they will talk shit back to you. You get what I'm saying? But like when you start getting to like the Carolinas, Tennessee. Texas, parts of Texas, like Dallas niggas, they ain't really into joking like that. They really not into joking like that. It's like, nah.
Also, Dime said we got beef with our own boroughs in upstate. Yeah, DJ,
that upstate shit is cutting up right now.
DJ, I think last week when he called into the show, he talked about how upstate got their thing going on. Well, we'll see what the outcome with all of that is going to be.
Can we pause on that real quick, Sid?
Go ahead.
Listen, shouts out to Don, but play. If you was here last week, even because I think by the third stream, we did a third stream on it because I did 2 streams by myself, and then the third stream, Sin joined. I told niggas online, I said, y'all probably should pay attention to that 38 Spec shit. Niggas was like, yeah, whatever. Nobody ain't doing nothing. I said, bro, that's tied to a bigger issue. And then DJ did call in, and he was like, bro, New York's on fire right now.
Well, DJ feels personally that it has something to do with the, the 2 guys right now that's supposed to be having a Cold War or hot war.
What's she talking about? 2 guys, too.
One got a Yankee fitted on, and the other one has a
fur coat. Dime says Brooklyn think the Bronx is dirty. Harlem think Brooklyn robs and steals. Harlem think they're the flyest. Queens think they get the most money. We all talk shit to each other. That is true.
And then they all diss Jersey as well.
Oh, you know what's funny? Sin is right about that because we were driving and like
I know he was driving from one of the boroughs, and then one of the guys from New York City, he was driving near us, and he got mad and said,
I fucking hate Jersey.
Yeah, while he was out there, that's like, what the fuck you driving over here for then, nigga? Like, come on.
Yeah, and he said, notice I didn't mention Staten Island. Shouts out to you. Yeah, I hear that a lot about Staten Island. But yeah, no, I did have a chance to firsthand witness it. I was like, wow, sis. She was like, I said, yo, this is real. Because the guy, we was in traffic, and our window was rolled down, and we was on the highway, but the traffic was so thick going back into Jersey. And he just said, he was like, fuck, I fucking hate Jersey. I was like, what? And then one time Sin told me, I said, Sin, what is it? And she said, a lot of angry New Yorkers we would see angry New Yorkers in the South.
Some of them have to go to Philly too.
Philly?
Yeah, there's some people who had to go to Philly to live, and they still working in New York City. But
that can be frustrating.
People in New York City talk shit about everything.
They do.
So it's not like people. If you never been to New York City, if you didn't grow up there, or if you wasn't there a lot, or if you wasn't born there, people take what they have to say to heart, but it don't be. Most of the time, it don't be nothing.
Yeah, I remember one time I was at this one restaurant, and the guy, he was like, he got smart with me about something. I remember I actually used the restroom. I had bought something, and I said, hey, can I use the restroom? And then like he had like an attitude. He was like, no, right? And the only thing I remember about him, he looked like Charlemagne, but he was shorter and he had a big head. I was like, damn, this nigga looked like a fucked up version of Charlemagne. I ain't gonna lie, right? And so he got smart with me in front of everybody. So I just started cooking his ass in front of everybody, his coworkers. So everybody behind the counter was laughing at him. And then he said, hey, yo, for real? if I come from around this counter, I say, you're going to get knocked out. That's why I'm going to knock your ugly ass to the floor, nigga. It's going to be ugly all over the floor. That's what's about to happen. So after a while, they was talking about, yo, man, just leave, bro. It's cool. Just leave, man. He ain't mean nothing by it. I said, hey, because he was, the only reason why I cooked him, because two TYT looking white liberals walked in. They didn't buy nothing. And the white girl said, do you have a restroom that I can use? And then he was like, sure, I'll get the keys. I was like, got him.
Well,
Stambo.
when Prince was up in New York City, it was some of the funniest shit. Yeah. He didn't understand why he was being called Dominican or viewed as Dominican. Mm-hmm. He said, everywhere I went, ain't nobody said I was Caribbean. But why when I come up here, all of a sudden I'm Dominican? I said, probably because of your sandals. That's going to be one.
They were flip-flops.
That's one strike, number one. So you had a full beard, okay, and how it was groomed and cleaned. So some people probably were thinking Dominican. Now, the reason why they didn't call you Puerto Rican, Puerto Ricans, they drag that flag every fucking where.
I didn't know that until
I
saw it.
They have it in their pocket. It's on their shirt. They in their fucking flag on the car.
They set tripping.
Everywhere.
Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Even in Jersey, Puerto Ricans always have their Puerto Rican flag. It be everywhere.
I'm not going to lie to y'all. See, the Puerto Ricans I only ran into in my life moved to Atlanta. They didn't really wear the Puerto Rican flag. They would just be walking around like Jennifer Lopez, or they'll be like dark-skinned Puerto Ricans they look like Diddy, but they were like, nah, I'm Puerto Rican. Because sometimes in Atlanta, you'll get them if they the complexion of Diddy, but they may be Cuban or Puerto Rican. Do you get what I'm saying? But nobody thinks anything about it. Man, when I got up to New York, and there was a guy, he had a whole jumpsuit with a fitted. It was all Puerto Rican. It was a Puerto Rican flag.
They bring that flag everywhere.
I say, yo, why you dressed like Homelander?
Yeah. And also, even in their buildings and everywhere, the flags hanging out the window. Yeah, you go to New York City, the flags be everywhere. Puerto Ricans always carry their flag.
You know what's crazy about New York, man? I was talking to everybody because it was wild to me because everything was so busy. I saw a fat cop. The traffic was so big, it was so stopped up. It was like down at Times Square, and he just stopped in the middle of the street. And then somebody told him, hey, move your fucking fat ass car. Shut up. And then he backed out, and he only got out the car to talk to somebody he knew. It was like one of the vendors, the hot dog vendors. And they started talking about the Knicks. And I was watching. I was like, it's crazy. The guy was blowing the horn, and he eventually went around him. I said, man, that's crazy. Now, when we was at the, it was at the train station, and I told Sid, I said, man, they tripping. Boy, they got soldiers with fully automatics standing at every transfer.
It's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the full gear on.
And they just walking around.
Yeah.
I said, bro, this is the most police state I ever been in.
It's easy to do martial law if needed.
It's actually, I think it's light martial law in New York.
No, it's already light.
Yeah, it's very light.
If they wanted to go full.
Yeah, and the people just walk right past it.
You get used to it after a while.
Shit, man. I said, bro, it looked like Godzilla about to come through here. That shit made me uncomfortable. Yeah.
Prince was funny when we was in the subway. He's like, shit, I think that military guy keeps staring at me. I said, Prince, relax. Nothing's gonna happen, bro. They just staring around doing that. Just ignore them. And let's just continue to do. He's like, all right, but no one better not start nothing with me. I said, no one's going to start anything with you. Let's just get on the fucking train.
Man, I ain't going to lie to y'all. Between the flight and them, the TSA, and then when I touched down in New York,
you got irritated in Boston with the flight.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, with
and
the
then,
TSA, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, they shit, man, them cops all up everywhere. All they need is RoboCop, Ed 209. That's what they need, Ed 209 at every entrance. It was too much. It was way too much. And then when we was on the train, like, let me tell you something about, like, The New York train system. It's so bizarre because like you had people come on the train doing backflips and shit.
Yeah,
and nobody looked up.
First of all, New York City as a city is a big performance city. You have street performers everywhere. You'll have someone playing a saxophone, somebody singing, somebody painting.
Yeah,
on
somebody
the train,
always doing something.
somebody breakdancing. Like you literally see people do any and everything. People even eat on a train.
Yeah, and shit.
Full course meals.
Man, let me tell y'all something.
People get on fights on the train.
That was the
Worst case scenario, shooting and stabbings on the train.
Everything's different in New York. Like, see, when you on a MARTA train in Atlanta and it's crowded, or if you on like, I think like Metro in Dallas and it's crowded, like it's still some space where you can feel the air conditioner, right? Man, when you on a train in New York, like everybody's squished in like tuna meat. And then some people either been sweating from working or they didn't take showers. So it was just a lot. And then they have the nerve to have the train go through the tunnel and stop sometimes. You know? And people just standing there sitting. I was like, man, y'all attention is immune now. People falling and flipping. One lady almost got kicked in the head, but she never looked up. She just moved her head, and the boy's feet barely missed her head, and she kept reading her little book on her iPad.
Yeah, a lot of times when you're on a train, people try to keep their eyes glued to their book or their music and different things like that. A lot of people be having their headsets on, and a lot of times because they're trying to like also just ignore people.
Yeah.
To focus on getting
now,
where they want to get.
Sin is right. I'm a little bit more, I like to see what's going on because like people running on the trains with masks and shit. I didn't put no headsets on. That's why I gotta see what these motherfuckers doing. I don't know what the fuck they
All
doing.
right, we got a super
All
chat.
right. Shouts out to Victory Status. Me and a friend of mine from Los Angeles were roasting each other on a dusty mountain in Afghanistan for a few hours straight. Shouts out to you, man. Victory Status. You a vet? Shouts out to you, player too, by the way. Shouts out to the vets. Yeah, I knew somebody that served in Afghanistan, and they just sat there and roast with their friends too. That's all they had time to do.
Also, Dope said, "What about the FBA flag?" I think it's a good idea if Black Americans start putting out, the FBA flag. Why not?
It's a cool design.
I mean, it's something that
it's a fire design.
People have recently been pushing more and more.
Yeah,
I haven't seen people like, wear it as much, like having it flag out on the windows and stuff like that. But why not?
Yeah, I've been seeing some FBA flag hats though. Like
yes, it's been seeing a lot of FBA hats.
Yeah, I think that it need to be a leather jacket though, because I tell you that flag, that's a fire ass design though. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so again, it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely still have fun in New York. But to Sid's point, I have seen a lot of angry New Yorkers when they're forced to live elsewhere.
Orbit says that I'm not gonna lie, New York, I think it says the dirtiest place in America. Let me see that. Sorry, the heart button is blocking some of the comment. But oops, hold on. Let me get back.
Oh, black and gold collar. I get what you're saying.
Hold on.
Nah, New York is by far the most fascinating place in America. Oh, you saying?
It's for me, it was very fun.
Yeah.
I like being able to say my opinions and my views without walking on eggshells and people, like crying about it and stuff like that. Of course, respect to different regions. When you, go to different places, you gotta, adapt to the customs of the places that you're at. But I like being opinionated and saying how I feel. So, growing up in the East Coast and growing up in Jersey and frequently being in New York and living in New York City for a time and then living in Philly too. Philly was funny as fuck though to me. Cause when that white woman, she got off the bus and she started just saying nigger out of nowhere, like just like screaming it, and she got her nose busted in. So it'd be a lot of crazy things though in the city,
The city.
In Philly and in New York City.
You know what I realized?
Although I would say New York City definitely got like the most street performers.
Man, New York City is Arkham. You know, it's got all that other stuff going on. You know what I did see, Sin, though? Because, you know, you and I went out, and then I started going through the city by myself because I wanted to know what was going on. But then I realized, I was like, yo, a lot of these films from childhood kind of low-key gave me PTSD. I kind of always thought something was about to explode in New York when I was moving around. Because, you know, they always blowing up New York somewhere in movies. You get what I'm saying? And then you have, like, wild people. Like, one time when I was waiting for the train, I don't know, it was going somewhere. I don't Blue Line, B Line, whatever the shit is called, right? And there was a wild-looking guy that looked like Skeletor from the first Purge. And then so he was just bumping into people. New York people just don't think twice about it. Nobody moved. People stood on. There was people standing on the edge of the, like, what the platform was. They were standing too close for me. They were standing on the faded yellow tape. So
yeah, I don't do that no matter what.
My back was against the wall. I said, I'll wash my jacket when I get home.
No, don't put your, no.
You know.
No. You don't gotta be careful because people piss on the wall.
Well, I mean, you know.
You know, so yes, you definitely don't.
I mean, I did wash the jacket when I got in.
Definitely don't step on the yellow tape, but you definitely don't want to be near the wall either. People be pissing on the wall. But I do not be near the wall, and I don't be on the yellow tape either. And if I travel with people to New York City, I tell them you don't be on the yellow tape and do not lean on that wall.
So homeboy was just bumping and knocking into people because there wasn't that much room on the damn platform because, again, New York's just always busy. But yeah, man, I just noticed it's a lot of Killer Croc shit that I just think people really be used to. But hell no, I ain't putting no headphones on because y'all got people swinging on this shit like monkey bars and jungle gym shit. And then you got people coming on talking about, I'll cut my wrist. I'll cut my wrist.
Ariel said you got to throw that jacket away. I hope you did throw it away, Prince. Whatever jacket that was.
Oh, here's the thing. New York, look, it could smell so bad. All the time I had to wash my clothes. Every time you take a shower when you come in. Hell no, because New York stinks, though. It do stink. That's the being real about it. It smell like open sewer all the time. All right? And when you get into, like, the open air, like, next to... And you got to be careful with the Hudson River, too, by the way. So, I definitely always did that. But I couldn't... No, I wouldn't be able to eat on no damn train, though.
I had one of my relatives' exes. He used to, when my brother and I was kids, he used to go crabbing at the Hudson River.
Crabbing? All type of parasites in there. That's probably where all that explosive diarrhea came from.
He would boil it.
Boil what?
But the Hudson...
What would he boil it in? You're going to need blessed oil and everything.
In the pot. You know, you boil the crab.
Pulling no damn crab out of there while them dead bodies are.
At first, my brother and I, we was excited. He's like, oh, we getting crabs. Like, he about to teach us how to catch crabs. But it was stinking. The fun part was catching them, but I didn't want to eat them, though. I ain't gonna lie.
All them tapeworms on that crab. The crab slow, and you going to be slow eating the damn crab. I knock that out of his hand. Man, get that shit back in that water. I'm pulling them crabs out of that toilet water. That's too much. Eating crabs out of Hudson. Crazy ass. I ain't even from here, and I recognize dirty water when I see it.
No, the water was dirty.
Bro.
It is dirty water.
And y'all got to understand, all them mafia movies y'all didn't watch, yeah, throw them in the Hudson. Come on, man.
Bro, we got lucky because for us, my brother and I, they stunk, so we didn't eat it. But
good for y'all.
He went and boiled it, and
he ain't got no sense.
He ate them.
Is he a normal person?
I will say though, people in the chat they gonna laugh, but that ex of that relative, he was not black.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, man. Because I know ain't no nigga fishing in no damn Hudson. I push a nigga in there if I see that shit. Yeah. That shit looks and smells toxic. Man, shit. Man, now you gotta be out of your mind. Look at the rocks. Look at the rocks on the edge of the Hudson. They look like they in pain. Yeah. the rocks got rust on them. Why is the rock rusting?
And it's funny
Out of
because
your mind, niggas.
he was not black, and I've never saw no one black
No black nigga go do
do
that.
the crab.
If you see a black nigga by the Hudson, it's two things. He either depressed or they dumping the body in there. Nigga, ain't nobody fishing in no damn Hudson River. That shit crazy. That is wild. Now, how cheap you gotta be? Bro, just go buy the crab at the store. The rocks got blood on them. But overall, I still love everything about New York. It's up and down. I think it's a fun place.
Culturally,
yeah,
it is fucking
it's
dope.
a fun place.
The diversity
Yeah.
in when it comes to restaurants,
I ain't gonna lie.
street performers. There's some really talented street performers out there.
I was like,
in
when
New
I was
York
at there, I was like, man, I hope I don't see Russell Simmons. That'd
City.
be
You know,
crazy.
when you're out there, if you're out there in New York City, you can run into anybody.
Yeah, that'd be
At
crazy.
any time, you never know.
I roast the shit out of Russell Simmons. I'd say, send, film it. Yeah, I was walking everywhere, man. I saw all of it. But yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun. It wasn't I talked to some people, they was like, yeah, if you like it here, man, you should have been here in 1999. That's when New York was really New York. Yellow tape. Let me see what else. Yeah, you got to be careful with all that type of stuff, though. But it is what it is.
No, and the reason why I tell you, one time there's countless of videos of people thinking the wall was safe. There was one, it's gross to talk about, but the guy was up against the wall and someone shitted on top of his head.
Well, I wasn't in that situation.
No, I know you weren't,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying there'll be a lot of, people who be off.
Yeah, I know.
then,
It's New York.
Homeless people.
Where's
as well.
Joker from?
Well, the 3 states that they said had the most serial killers was actually
Cali,
the
Texas.
state of New York, the state of Cali, and the state of Texas. Chainsaw Massacre, for Texas, and then
Texas got a lot of serial killers. I don't know what. Yeah. And they go on to become people's great grandfathers. Then they randomly have a great grandson that randomly starts becoming a serial killer again.
All right, guys, that's
To the head of state.
that's what we got for y'all today. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for showing up for the morning show.
Y'all been having fun. To gauge of the ghetto.
But no, I like to. When Hercules said we know that person, he wasn't black, I was like, he sure as hell wasn't. Of all my time being in Jersey, I've never seen a black family or nothing
Yeah, I can't imagine you
fish
yeah.
or getting
Yeah.
crabs. And as a kid, though,
Yeah.
when I was like, oh, I was excited, but I said, I'm not eating that.
I can't
I was like,
imagine
I was like,
I
it
cannot
stank.
imagine you eating no damn crab
And
out
then
of the Hudson.
my brother, he had allergies to crab and shrimp and all that. So
You don't know who sent that man.
nobody
Sound like a
nobody ate it but him. He the only one who ate it.
All them worms in his stomach. Out of your mind. And I bet you gonna sit up here and have a normal conversation and you just ate that crab out of that damn river. That's too much. That is way too much. You gotta be careful. Y'all gotta be careful. For real. That's seafood, cause y'all know, man, y'all mess up with that food, man. That mess you over. Yeah, look at them.
Yeah, he had a shellfish allergy, so he wasn't messing with it by default.
You already
but
know respect to him.
it stunk. So
What were
Like,
y'all
he could-
thinking when y'all saw him fishing in it?
catching,
I know that part
crabs,
of you
that
was
part
fun.
was fun,
Yeah.
but
Talking about eating it.
yeah, like
You
no.
like throw it back.
Yes.
I know that's what you was thinking, throw it back, right?
Yes.
Yo, so this is where we throw it back. He said, oh, yeah.
No,
this
he's
is going to
not.
be good.
Yeah, he said, no, he said, I'm cooking it. I said, we said, what, they stink though?
Oh, my God.
And we saw him. He put it in the pot. The crabs, they were screaming. He was boiling them. They
And
still,
he just ate it.
yeah.
He might have been eating Jimmy Hoffa. You don't know what. Boy, what? That is too much. Golly, bless your little hearts. And you ain't your brother's heart.
I mean, my brother and I was good because we didn't eat it, so we wasn't forced
But that's
to eat it.
trauma.
Didn't have to eat it.
Dirty crab in the car now. That's crazy, because that's what I be thinking. Like, it's a dirty crab in the car now. Now I don't want to sit in the back seat.
Black McBain said they came out purple.
What color were the crabs? Were they big or small?
They were small to medium. Small to medium.
So even the pollution shrunk them.
Oh, that's time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Time to get off.
All right, y'all. We got to go. We love you all so much. Also, let me see some here. Recently, Sin was able to upload some of our cards, our little trading cards.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Our trading cards. That's a good point.
Yeah, so
You showing it to them right now?
yeah, it's right there. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Yep, right there on the screen. Paya! All right. Yeah, man, that is some crazy. That's a funny story, Sin. That is a hilarious story, man. Victory says the Hudson River is the reason for all of the vaccines. That's actually funny.
No, a lot of people also, because of the mafia,
Yeah.
the Jewish and Italian mafia in Jersey, a lot of people allegedly were killed and thrown into the
That's what
Hudson
I'm
River.
saying.
That's
what I'm saying. Chewing on Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was a lot.
Because you got to understand, Sin, when I was growing up, all I heard is that the mafia, the Italian Jewish mafia, was dumping bodies in the Hudson River.
That's one of the reasons why they did The Sopranos was filmed in New Jersey.
They said there was a period. They said there was a time period where they was finding so many bodies in the Hudson River because the mafia all knew to go dump bodies there.
Yeah, successfully.
All right, y'all. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the cards are on the screen right there. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. You can go also on our Patreon, boys and gals, to be able to check out some more of that material and information, folks. And again, we're going to be lining some stuff up for you all. We'll be getting back to our live streams over there because I know some folks like, yo, man, y'all going to cover this. Y'all going to still do album reviews. We got to talk about the hip-hop. Don't talk about it on YouTube. Talk about it on Patreon.
It's going to get fixed so we could get back to our live music listening sessions.
That's fun.
Yeah, because we haven't been ignoring T.I., Rick Ross, or any of the others. It's just
we was working on something.
we had to fix whatever's going on with Crown.
In the meantime, you guys can go ahead and jump on the tiers. And then when you get the notifications, because when you're on that available free tier, you get the notification, you can just go up to the next tier where we'll be hosting the live stream on. We host them on different tiers. We got the esoteric tier. We got the special tier when we're looking at movies and stuff. And then the more tight stuff. And then we got the casual tier where we're covering mundane subjects as well. Go
I
ahead,
did
Sam.
enjoy fishing, though, in North Carolina and also in Minnesota.
There's every
Some
North
other spaces,
Carolina.
too.
It's time
But,
to
yeah,
raise up.
I actually, you should have saw, back then, my brother and I eyes, was, wide open when he said he was going
With arms wide open.
when he said he was going cook the crabs. I was like,
Did you tell your family what they say? Did they just was like, nah.
The same thing. We never, no one has ever seen anybody
Do that.
do that. That,
He almost got it to the family.
We still haven't seen no black person do it.
I've never seen nothing like that. That's crazy though. But I'm sure there's stranger situations. So, hats off to him and his stomach of steel, apparently. All right? Well, tell me. What?
He passed away.
What?
No, not during the time with the crab, but he did.
Because what people gonna think said.
He passed away he had let's just say he passed away.
Oh man, sorry about that.
R.I.P.
Bless his soul.
Yeah, so I don't think eating out of the Hudson River was a good idea.
I just can't wrap my mind around it. It's just crazy, Listen, I'm gonna tell you one time, a long time ago, I was at a McDonald's, and one of the guys that had an attitude with me when I placed my order, I happened to go to the restroom, but he came in, he did his business, I washed my hands, came out, he walked right out. I went right to the front, I asked for a refund. They said, why? I said, that nigga didn't wash his hands. He said, hey, bro, what? I said, nah, nigga, don't get tough with me, nigga. You didn't wash your hands. I want my money back. So you got to be careful, you all, especially at these times. You guys know we did cover, I think last week we talked about making sure what labels you're going to be looking up And make sure you look at the SKU number, PLU number, lot number as well, because, you know, they talked about the eggs having salmonella. Now they're saying there's salmonella and garlic powder. So you got to look that up as well. All right. So that's about it, Sin. You good, love? Mm-hmm. All right. Fantastic job. Hats off, Sin. You did a great job, Shouty. All right.
We're gonna have to close out to Mr. Z.
Oh, yes.
He has something to say to y'all.
Mr. Z is here once again to get us back in line with the pound cake speeches. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to shut up and give respect to our elders. We love you guys. We'll catch you again tomorrow, 8:15. Peace.
Testing 1 2 3. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? You got the right beat, but is it the right song? Niggas out there in the industry keep calling me back, but calling is cap. You wanna walk around and just take photo ops, not giving interviews, acting like you the hardest? They trying to make me the target because they don't want to shop at Target. But look in the mirror and ask yourself, on an Indian graveyard, is that where you bought your home? But you the one that's still shopping at AutoZone. Even as a baby, many of you was hypocrites, begging for your mother's love. But think about the sins of your mother, because she was still using Dove. You dumb millennial niggas, all you want to do is point the finger at me. And all you doing is dropping zingers and tweets. Then you spread lies and talking about bringing up beef. You can never compare none to Young. And remember, J. Cole is just a homeless version of me. I'm like, hold it up. It doesn't matter who you holding up. Y'all better listen to Rosenberg. The big three, it's just me split into three. And I don't even need to flex. Let me keep it calm. Keep your bombs. And I don't even speak to flex. I was the one that stepped in the game. And gave you that hard knock shit. Or do you want me to spit the 10 commandments? I can get on that dot shit. I've been dropping hits like Drizzy, but I can still get on that thought shit. Or do you want me to keep it peaceful and say that we equal? I can get on that J. Cole dirty sock shit. There's no nigga past, present, or future that can outdo Hov. Hunchback old niggas acting like they outgrew Hov. I don't even know what you're talking about. All I can see is that your teeth keep falling out. Still roaming around with no slow security. Why you focus on me? MAGA has your social security. Anyway, just leaving it right there for a lot of you dumb niggas out there talking about who's this, who's that, what's next, but you're still on X. You're still typing data centers. Go ahead and hate us niggas. Bleak was right. I don't owe y'all niggas nothing. Like Pharrell said, I'm a fat bear on a bicycle with an army helmet. It's time for war. You're still using Amazon. Some of you all still have your lease that's signed on property where dead Indians lie. I mean, you know, it's just what it is in America. We're all hypocrites. None of y'all are greater than I. You gotta ask yourself, where's your water coming from? You gotta ask yourself, where was that phone made? You gotta ask yourself, where did that laptop come from? You can't judge me. It's like Pac said, only God can judge me. But he was a hypocrite too. But you love that. He fucked Madonna, and I hit it too. Y'all can keep hating all y'all want, niggas. What can I tell you? Oh yeah, by the way, cocksuckers, Michael Jackson still ain't have a Beychella. You niggas need to understand, I've been a god. Y'all hating. Even Rosenberg got back in line, and that's after I talked about the synagogue of Satan. So come on. The rest of y'all black niggas, get it together. I'm out.
Yeah. They hate that I'm rich, they hate that I'm lit. Wait, ain't that a bitch? I'm making a list, you're placing a bet, I'm placing a hit. We was a crew, you started making a switch. Jigga, you look like a witch. I said a witch, a witch. Don't matter if you're cutting your wicks. You look like a witch. Witch, yeah. Hate me, baby. Niggas try to always hate me, baby. Baby, yeah, the jig is up. Yeah, a witch, boogity, yeah, man. think I don't know what you be doing, man? Why? I'm not even from around here. How you let me run it down here in 2026, man? For real. And I make what you make in a week. And you little niggas, do you live on the streets? Yeah. Bye. We. Yeah, man. Welcome to Thought Crimes. Yeah.
I said what I said because I did a favor to Whitney. And at the time, I had all of the power. The white bitches in the audience, they listened. I said delete the follow. They did. Whitney was on the floor. Her wig was crooked. In fact, let me tell you this. If it wasn't for me, Whitney's career would have been destroyed. Wait a minute, she's dead, so it didn't help that much. But if it wasn't for me, she would have been tarnished. And I saw saliva coming out of Whitney's mouth. And it was me. I saved Whitney. And I just want to let you know all right now that I was the one who did it. And let that be on record.
Thought Crimes. Thought Crimes.
Break.
Thought Crimes.
Sensational.
Thought Crimes. Thought Crimes.
Jig is up.
Come on, man.
And I sing because I'm free. His eye
Thought Crimes.
is on the sparrow.
Oh my God, what's this?
And I sing happy. And I sing happy. And I sing happy. And I sing
Thought Crimes.
We are all the same. We are all the same. More group.
Coming through your airwaves. All right, now I'm here to kick the ballistics. Check out Thought Crimes. Are you following me? Coming through your airways. Coming through your airways. You ain't gonna get me with that one.